Hello there, everybody. How's everybody doing? We were going to do a B blows your Sunday, but that's put to the side. We have a special guest by request that wanted to come on today, and we have obviously Jensen Quinn and B Quinn here today. How you doing?
Hello.
And we also have the amazing Coach Redpool, and congratulations on your 100K video, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But now you should call me your lordship, or maybe your highness.
You can fuck off.
That's the spirit. Yeah, it's lovely, but it means nothing. I can't take it seriously because, like I said to you just before we hopped on the stream, it's sort of like the YouTube algorithm loves you and it takes you up to the moon, but it's sort of like winning the lottery ticket. It's not because of the result of anything that you did. It was sort of like the algorithm did it, and so I can't take it seriously. But it's fun, you get to make like your internet famous, you know what I mean? Which means absolutely nothing. But thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Yeah. No, I'm waiting around for the Sunday Fun Day. Yeah. Let the hilarity begin.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be fucking interesting. And as you said, internet celebrity, that means absolutely nothing. We all know that I used to have a man crush on this person. Let's talk about good old Sargon of Akkad, shall we? Let's talk about the capitulation of, should we say, his principal liberalist movement. Should we call it that, or is it not really a movement anymore? I don't know. What do you think?
Bowel movement.
Bowel movement? Well said. Well said. Yeah.
So what does everybody think about the actual capitulation? I mean, basically, we've got Sargon in his Not Sargon Twitter account basically saying that he did go after the Wall Street Journal to get Ralph Retort banned and blocks off of YouTube. He's also said as well in the same sort of tweet, which if I knew I was doing this, I would have got everything done. But, sometimes things happen. Where you've actually got the same tweet where he actually says that he's going to get the FBI involved with Andy Warski to the point where he then retweets that saying that he has got Andy Warski involved with the FBI and then even suggests that he might be capable of a mass shooting, which I do have the tweet for that. I can screen cap that.
Yeah, everybody screen cap that. Yeah. I think it's outrageous. I understand what Sargon is doing is like, trolling and trying to own Andy.
Is he though?
No, he's not. Not really. I mean, he's looking like a complete asshole for doing such a thing because it's not funny. It's in this day and age, it's not funny because there are enough cases of people being. Hang on, is my microphone there working?
You are. Yes, everybody can hear you.
I think there are enough cases of people being swatted, and well, wasn't there this case of some guy, some YouTuber who did get swatted, and he was shot by the SWAT who got to his house? This isn't just.
Keemstar would know more about that one because he did a whole video on it, didn't he?
Yeah. But this is it's getting out of hand, and we're seeing a grown man acting like a complete buffoon. Now, I understand where it's coming from. Andy and Ralph started flinging shit at a personal misfortune that Sargon and his family suffered. And it's understandable that he would get really pissed off, but it's also understandable why Andy and Ethan Ralph of the Ralph Retort started going after him on this particular personal issue because, Sargon was just acting like a complete and utter asshole. And
we should put that into a bit of context with what happened with Ralph and Sargon. Remember that on the Ralph Retort, as it's now been moved to Stream.me, I believe it's Stream.me that he's moved to for the moment.
Yeah, yes. Great platform.
Yes, very, very good.
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming there myself. Yeah, please go on.
But because Ralph Retort asked Sargon to come on. Sargon was actually stream sniping him, as in the actual fact of saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it this way, I'm going to do it like this. Mm-hmm. And Sargon then goes on to the actual stream and then starts talking. But instead of him actually answering any of the questions, should we say sensibly, like a politician should, or somebody representing a political party should, he starts trying to take the mickey out of them and saying, the reason why I tried to get you banned off of YouTube was because I dislike you and I really hate you. And he's at quote, fuck you, Ralph. Now, fair enough, you can do that. But then what Ralph said afterwards then, well, if you're going to do something like that, then I can say, well, fuck you, kid. Now, he didn't say that as an actual point of going after him at that point. He was just saying, well, I can do this then, and it shouldn't matter. So that's a bit of the context for that little bit anyway, as far as I'm aware.
Mm-hmm.
But still, even after that, the whole stream, he thought that he beat Ralph, Jim, and even Keemstar come onto it at that point. And basically, we're all asking him the same point. Who would go after Andy Warski and the Ralph Talk to try and get them banned? And every time that Sargon tried to say anything, it was like, oh, the SJWs might have done it. And it's just like, well, surely they would have done it fucking years ago then. Surely. But, you know, good old Sargon and his dopamine fix, he kind of gave a direct quote and a direct answer saying, oh, I don't really care. I basically went after you and fuck you, Ralph. That was basically it.
Yeah. I think it's lousy behavior, and it's lousy behavior all around. Okay, because some of the things that Andy and Ralph have been saying as of late, I'm not on board with. Okay,
no,
but yeah, they can say things that I think are, you know, impolitic or outright wrong to be said out loud. But I understand completely where they're coming from. And I'm not going to disavow Andy or Ethan Ralph. I mean, I'm Team Andy, Team Ralph. You know, totally, 100%. Team Jim, yeah. They're my. I'm on that side. You know,
I used to be on the Sargon side, but seeing everything that's transpiring at this moment in time, as I said at the beginning of the stream, I used to have a man crush on him because of how spectacular I used to think he is or was, and this is nothing becoming of somebody that's supposed to be representing anything or anybody in politics, let alone an actual political party. Yeah. And that's going well for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, the thing is, see, you're saying that you had a man crush on Sargon. Look, when I started listening to Sargon in 2016, I thought he was aces. I thought he was terrific because I started getting into the whole commentary area of YouTube in 2016. When I started really paying attention to YouTube, because YouTube I'd always just popped on by just to see, you know, basically cat videos or whatever was, you know, going on kind of thing. I didn't really explore the site. And it was in 2016 that I started really paying attention to the site. And slowly the idea started to germinate of me doing a channel, okay? And that I started in 2017. But the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, one of the first people I encountered in the YouTube commentary section was Sargon of Akkad. And I thought he was so clever, so on point. He got outraged about the things that I would be outraged about. I identified with him, and he's got a great radio voice, and his great pronunciation, and you get the vibe of him being like a passionate BBCer. You know, it sounded like BBC radio with a pulse. You know what I mean? And it was great. But the problem was that he started inserting his personality into what he was doing. And you know, when he started showing his face on camera, I thought that was a huge mistake because he's got a face for radio. You know what I mean? And I think it was a big mistake but you know, fine. He personalized it. And also it's become increasingly clear over time that his content, it's not that it's becoming milquetoast. It's that he can no longer generate the outrage and energy that drew his original audience.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You know, that's the thing, because he used to be really outraged about stuff and working up the energy to do that outrage, right? It really galvanized his followers.
Yeah.
But now he just sort of like smugly chuckles. And the smug chuckle, it just, you know, everybody calls it now the smuckle as of late, right?
Yep.
And everybody despises it because everybody realizes that the smug chuckle is basically an inability to articulate a position in counterpoint to what Sargon is encountering at that moment. So he'll just say something and ha 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 ha, and you're like, oh, you know, it's becoming more and more irritating to people, more and more irritating to his own fans. And so I think that, I don't think it's. This doesn't augur well. There's no way that this is a good thing in any universe. You know what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree. I think the main thing as well with today, which I think he's not destroyed his base, but I think he's split his base, where you have him putting the tweet up saying that he's tagged in the FBI, and the tweet that I mentioned before, where he's tagged in the FBI saying that Andy's a paedophile and he's going to let them know that he thinks that there's going to be a mass shooting with Andy as the forefront. Now, that in itself just proves, even if he's doing it as a troll, and I use that term loosely with Sargon at this minute in time, it still proves everything wrong with what his principles were set up as. He was supposed to be the person that wouldn't go and false flag things. He wasn't going to be the person that would go out of their way to try and falsify something to make a political point.
Yeah.
But yet, he's the one that's leading this. He's the one that's going punch by punch, blow by blow to try and pull himself down into the dirt to fight this threat, where if he just walked away, it wouldn't even affect him. It wouldn't bother him.
Yeah, exactly. But he can't walk away because and his enemies perceive this. He's too wrapped up at the level of the ego to walk away. And so his enemies, the people who are his opposing forces, and by the way, all of these people, none of these people were his enemies 4 months ago, 6 months ago. I mean, 4 short months ago. Yeah, the only guy that he had as an out-and-out enemy was me. You know, I put out the video that became a meme. You know, Sargon knew.
Yeah.
And well, it proved out to be true. But also, what happened was that you know, at that time, I was the only one who hated his guts. Now everybody does. Okay, and it's not because, you know, I'm so popular. It's because people are fundamentally recognizing that he's full of shit. And that he uses the tactics, like you said, that he himself had disavowed, that he himself had criticized, and rightfully criticized.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tragicomic, to tell you the truth. You know?
I mean, just to play a little bit of not devil's advocate, but more of a case of saying hypothetically, if he's relinquished his principles on these issues and this issue, do we think that he could have been somebody that was telling Kraut necessarily what to do in and out of his server? Do we think that he was the one that was instigating what other people have been doing?
I'm convinced he was. Okay.
But I'm not going to say either way because I don't know. But if you look at the way that he's acted now because somebody's pissed him off, then just taking a couple of seconds to think about it, logically you would conclude that he's got the potential to do that, to pull the strings from behind. I'm not saying he has done, but he has the potential for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, there are various modes of logic, right? There is inductive reasoning, inductive inference, there's deductive inference, and there's abductive inference, okay? Deductive is, you know, everybody knows it. It's, you know, all men are mortal, Socrates is mortal, and therefore Socrates is mortal. Right, where the premises follows from the conclusions, right? That the premise, that the conclusion rather is fully encapsulated by the premises. Yeah. Now, on the other hand, there's inductive reasoning where the conclusion follows from the premises. You know, like for instance, the sun rises every day, and therefore the sun will likely rise tomorrow, and it does, right? Abductive reasoning, which is something I studied quite thoroughly in university because I am actually very good at abductive reasoning, is the ability to look at a set of facts and come up with an explanation that will account for most of the facts. Now, abductive reasoning is essential in science at the level of establishing a hypothesis. Yeah. Because how do you establish a hypothesis? Well, it's an educated guess. That's what a hypothesis is. It starts with abductive reasoning. That is to look at a set of facts, and from these facts that might be very disparate, pull a possible hypothesis. And that hypothesis, of course, has to be tested. Okay. Now, I'm very good at abductive reasoning. And back in December of 17, from the facts available at that time, I, inferred that Sargon knew. Sargon knew what Kraut was up to, and Sargon, if not explicitly, then tacitly approved of the whole notion of gathering personal information about people in order to discredit them. And I said so. And the fact is that over the past 11 months, every bit of information that comes out just adds more credence to my original hypothesis.
I completely agree with you. Just quickly, in that same stream, the Sargon even said to Ralph Medica and to Keemstar that I completely endorse everything that Kraut has done, and he's still my friend. Those were his exact words. I'm not misquoting him. I'm not trying to paraphrase. Those were his exact words.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah, I want the smoking gun. I want the ultimate vindication. That's what I want. Just want the smoking gun, because I'm sure that there's some recording or some bit of evidence, something out there that proves without a doubt proves to the satisfaction of the doubters. Okay, because there are most people sort of like, yeah, Sargon knew, but there are still doubters out there. I want that smoking gun to be released. Okay, and to come out and like, yeah, Sargon knew. But the thing is, see, this whole situation ultimately it hinges on, okay, why do we give a shit about Sargon, right? Is because he's got 850,000 subscribers on his main channel and another 300,000 on his secondary, right?
Yeah,
that's why we care.
Well, and the fact that, as you said at the beginning, he was one of the most politically active YouTubers at the beginning, and he resonated with all of us, and he made us like him until obviously this point now. So we think of him as not as a friend, but as somebody we can associate with. And because we see that, we hold him to a higher degree of account. And now he's fucking it all up.
Yeah, and there's also the how could I put it? See, when you like somebody, you like somebody a lot, and then you start to get to know them more, and all of a sudden you start to realize that they have certain qualities that are very, very negative. And qualities that you might reject. What happens? Well, you start to feel not just reject the person, but doubly so because you feel like you were fooled. Yeah, that you were taken for a ride. Okay, and I think that a lot of people are feeling that way about Sargon because there was a great reservoir of affection for the man. That's why when I came out with my thing last year, I mean, everybody shit all over me. I was drenched in crap, right?
Yeah. But even me on that occasion, I'd have to say I put my hand up and say I probably did something.
Common sense. You keep saying that, dude. Do you think if I had like any kind of like hurt feelings about that shit, I'd be on this stream with you?
No, I know that. I know that. You understand that it's just an intellectual premise, and then the premise gets changed. I understand that. I just like to be honest with my audience as well. I don't like to shirk my own ideas that were wrong at the time. I like to show that there's an evolution that happens.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that people are pissed off at him because they feel that he fooled them. He presented himself as one sort of person, and he has shown himself by his actions, especially his recent actions, to not be that person, to be far from that person. Okay. To compare you to him, see, you had one notion at one point in time, but the evidence came up and you changed your mind and you said so like a man. Okay. How could anybody hold that against you? On the contrary, that's something laudable and commendable. Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to suck your dick or anything, but that's what a man does.
Well, considering what you said at the beginning of the in the pre-chat about change, I think we'll give.
Don't tell. Okay, well, you guys who are watching the stream, I've decided that I'm sick and tired of being Coach Red Pill. I'm going to be Coachette Red Pill. I'm going to go full shit rat and do my transsexual operation. And God damn it, I want to be like David Shitrat. I want to be a woman.
I want to be a real girl.
I want to be a real girl. I wanted to call myself Coachette Red Pill, but you came up with a better name. It slips my mind right now. What was the name?
Coachetta
Red Pill. Yeah, just so much more feminine. Yeah, I just want to be like David Shitrat. Davina Shitrat. I'm sorry, Davina Shitrat.
Oh, dude.
Oh man, that's funny, man. But anyway, no, look, that's the thing. We feel like we got cheated, okay, and that's very bad because see, if somebody is like a son of a bitch and he acts like a son of a bitch, we're like, well, he's a son of a bitch. What are we gonna do about it? Not much, right?
No.
But if you think that somebody is like a nice guy and he's like in your corner, and then he starts acting ways that you find objectively are asshole-ish, you reject him much more. Okay.
Well, I think it goes a little bit deeper than that as well, especially considering that he started going into UKIP and he started doing a lot more real life politics. It's just a case.
LARPing.
Yeah,
LARPing.
I know, but he was suggesting that he was, and it's more to do with the belief. So because you believe that he's actually doing something and he's making a difference, you kind of want him to do well. You want him to do great. And then he comes out with shit like this and you're just like, well, you're a cunt. Why the fuck did you make me believe in you when you're just a cunt?
Now, you know who's actually doing some real good? Dankula.
Yeah, no, he is. Actually, to be fair, he is actually doing really well.
Yeah.
He is doing
You want to hear something else that you should notice? Do you see how Dankula has very clearly separated himself from Sargon?
Yeah.
He's done it really smooth. I'm telling you, Dankula is going to wind up in Parliament. People are laughing at me when I say this.
No, I think you do a really good job, actually.
Dankula has got the soul of a politician. He knows where to step. Yeah, forget about all the crap on his face and the tattoos and the hammer and sickle on his chest that he's got tattooed. That guy is going to wind up in Parliament, a Minister of Parliament for Scotland. I'm telling you.
I have to actually agree with you on that one. I do actually think that with Count Dankula, I think that he's actually really good at doing that. He's able to see both sides. He's able to articulate his point very well. He's able to handle the criticism that comes with it as well and to shift it into his favor.
Yeah.
And with all of those qualities, as you quite rightly said, he makes it a very good chance for him to be a politician. And I think he should do as well, because he wants to make a change. And the only way you make an actual change is by affecting it.
Yeah. No, he did extremely well at the UKIP conference that that Sargon attended via streaming. But Dankula showed up. He gave a very good speech. A lot of rank and file members were surprised by him, in the sense that they had been like creeped out by his look, but then they heard him speak, and then apparently the word is that he mingled a lot on the floor, and a lot of the older people, the older kind of members, rank and file, the 50-something, 60-something-year-old members, really took a shine to him. They could see beyond the what are they called, those things on his ear, whatever the fuck they're called, right?
I can't remember what they're called. Some sort of fucking earring or earpiece thing.
Whatever. And the nose rings and all the crap that he has, the piercings and what have you. And they saw that he's a decent guy. That's the thing. And they saw that. And look, if these UKIP, okay? I mean, they're conservatives, right? If the UKIP members can see past that, this guy has got a bright political future. This guy is going to go places, And he doesn't fucking stick his foot in his mouth. He doesn't say stupid shit, because he'll say cunt and fuck and shit and every other dirty word, right? Yeah. But he doesn't make a false political move. He doesn't say something that will bite him in the ass later on. He doesn't say white niggers on some stream, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Completely true on that. Even when he was talking to what's his fucking name? Amos Yee. Even when he was talking to him, which I don't think was a good idea for him to do, but he's his own man and he handled it very fucking well. But yeah,
Dankula? I didn't see that. Tell me about it.
Well, this is before everybody knew that Amos Yee was either LARPing as a paedophile or was pretending to be a paedophile or whatever. But he handled it very, very well, where he was able to go through all of his points, refute his points, and be able to offer him forms of respect, but at the same time take the piss out of him without taking a piss out of him. He done it, in my opinion, superbly. As I said, was able to take his points and then actually use his own points against him, and completely tore him apart, in my opinion, anyway. I like Count Dankula. I like what Count Dankula does. I like the fact that he's what you'd call a gateway, because you can talk to him about the left and you can talk to him about the right. And I think politicians should be able to do that. If the politicians don't know their enemy, then they can't fight their enemy.
Yeah. I completely agree with that assessment. And yes, look, I see that the sky's the limit for his career. And I think that Sargon envies him tremendously, because it's clear that for UKIP, Dankula is the prize because Dankula is the one with the pug, you know, and Dankula, you could tell in that party conference just from the video that he was embraced by the party. They liked him, you know. Okay, UKIP is a dying party, a marginal party. Yeah, sure, fine. And maybe UKIP dies out, but you think that the Scottish Tories wouldn't welcome him with open arms?
Oh, they would take him completely and utterly, simply because of all the following that he has for a start. And the simple thing is, he can work on both sides. He can interact with the members from the SNP because he used to be a socialist. He knows how they think. He knows how to draw them across and make them wake up, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he's going to be a powerful advocate for Scottish interest in the future. I mean, there's no question in my mind. And I think also the fact of his scandal and his legal troubles and all the rest of it, legal troubles that we all know, of course, are just bullshit, and that, you know, add to his credibility. The fact, though, that these legal troubles will prevent him from having like a regular straight job. So he's going to be sort of like, quote unquote, forced into politics.
Yeah.
And I think that he's going to find a home. I think that he's really going to, because you can see it already. He's got that thing, that spark, you know.
Yeah.
Paul Joseph Watson, for instance, you know, for all his ability as a broadcaster, he's not a compelling political figure.
No.
But Dankula is. And you like him, you know. That's the thing. That's so hard because so many politicians try to fake being likable, but he is actually likable, you know?
And he doesn't even have to try to pretend to be somebody he's not. He's just himself. And he just shows himself as himself. He's not LARPing as anybody. He's not pretending he's political. He even says that he hates politics, but he has to do it because he sees no other way. He's like the hero that you didn't want, but you've got.
Exactly. I mean, and just by the look of him, you'd think, oh, he's the last guy I'd ever want to pick. But he starts talking to you, and you're like, this guy's a sharp guy, and he's all right. I've interacted with him once. I thought he was terrific. I thought he was terrific, and I didn't have any crossword with the guy. I thought he was very sensible and just on point, and just the only thing
that was on this channel as well, wasn't it? That you interacted with Count Dankula. I forgot about that.
It was your channel?
Yeah, we had Mr. Ogre on as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I the thing that that he was pissed at me about was I dissuaded him about the helicopter meme. For those of you who don't know, there's the meme that Pinochet threw communists out of helicopters into the sea. That's not true. That was actually communist propaganda, and the Pinochet dictatorship never did that. The Pinochet dictatorship did execute communists, but never threw them out of helicopters into the sea. That's bullshit.
Yeah, Count Dankula was very, very disappointed at that.
Yeah, he was very disappointed. Yeah, I don't think he's used the meme since. I thought it just soured when he learned, oh, it's just commie propaganda. Oh shit, you know. But no, nice fella. But what I've noticed is that there have been a number of skeptics who have distanced themselves from Sargon, and I think that it probably hurts him badly on a what you call it on a personal level, because the people that have clearly distanced themselves from him are Dankula and Uzalu.
Yeah, I've noticed Uzalu hasn't done anything with Sargon for a very long time.
Yeah, you know, and I think that probably hurts him very badly because also notice something else. None of his Dankula and Uzalu were the only two Brits. All of his other people are American, and American or European, and he doesn't have that facility, that easygoing rapport that he has with Brits, that everybody has with the people from their own country.
Yeah,
you know? And I think that makes him feel more isolated. You know. And it's because Dankula,
he feels that he's being attacked and he has to defend himself. But then again, we have to remember that this is almost a 40-year-old man that's LARPing as a fucking teenager. To be honest, because that's what he's trying to do.
I don't understand it. I mean, I'm 50 and I remember full well what it was like to be 40, and I can understand perfectly that Sargon has not had a successful life up to the point where he had his channel. And his channel gave him enormous success, financial success, and a modicum of fame. And I understand that. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. But, you know, he's been at it long enough that he should have, like, you know, gleaned some lessons and just chill the fuck out. And this latest rampage, you know, this all-out war, it's a war he can't win because he doesn't seem to understand that his opponents don't have anything to lose. Or let me rephrase that. Yeah, exactly. His opponents, they might lose something, but they don't mind. He'll mind. Sargon will mind losing the credibility and respect that he is burning at an unprecedented rate. Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the interviews that he's done with the BBC, the only reason why he's got those interviews with the BBC is because he was associated with UKIP and with the press release and everything else like that comes with Count Dankula, him and Paul Joseph Watson joining at the same time. That was the only reason why he got the BBC interviews. It wasn't because he's Sargon of Akkad, because if it was because he was that, why wasn't he doing it a couple of years ago? Why wasn't he doing it during Brexit and all that sort of stuff? It's only because he joined UKIP. So if he keeps on fucking up as he is, as in going against his own principles and going against the liberal views of UKIP, then he's going to get excommunicated because of it. He's going to get fired from it, so to speak. He's going to be disassociated with, because that's not what UKIP would want him to do. And the more that he rolls in the shit with Jim, as Jim told him he would do, the more that Sargon's going to lose it. And once he loses his interactions with UKIP, he's not going to have any political leg to stand on. He's not going to be able to go, well, I went to the
I think you're not... I think, respectfully, of course, I think that you're misreading the tea leaves.
Damn it.
UKIP already isolated him.
True that.
You know, and so I think that this reaction is his realization. Part of it is his realization that in UKIP they know he's a LARPer and they don't give a shit about him. You know, they care about Dankula, but they don't give a shit about Sargon. You know, and I think that's the reality, and I think it's finally dawned on him. Yeah, you know, because the guy who put the hit on Sargon in UKIP was Mauritian Struggle. You know. Mauritian Struggle famously made a video that just was devastatingly effective against Sargon within UKIP because it simply strung together a bunch of very impolitic remarks that Sargon had made, including about the fucking leaders of the UKIP party, of saying how he was going to replace them and change the party and blah, blah, blah. And basically he's saying outright that he was going to brigade the party. And
even to the point of him actually saying, "Oh, I'm only joining UKIP because it's a way of getting back at the libs. It's going to piss them off." He didn't even want to be political and join UKIP because of that. He's only used it as a springboard to say, "No, I want to make a difference," but then says that he didn't want to make a difference with UKIP, and he's never wanted to be a politician. But I don't know. He just contradicts himself almost on a fucking weekly basis, or now daily.
Well, yeah, and so UKIP, they had his number early on. And so UKIP did what was the smart move, which is they just kept him in the party, but ignored him. And I think that, you know, and they threw him a bone once in a while, but they took him to the European Parliament and nobody gave him the time of day. Nobody gave a shit about him. And, you know, he was so proud that Nigel Farage knew his name. Dude, these politicians, they have an assistant, a lackey, whispering the names in their ears of the people that they are meeting because they meet so many goddamn people. And of course, they smile with big, toothy, wide smile to everybody they meet and call you by your first name. They have no fucking idea who you are. You know? And it was just so sad, you know. Yeah, but
I find it very interesting that Count Dankula has been invited to a couple of UKIP meetings and a couple of speaking engagements for them as well. Sargon, not so much, surprisingly.
No,
considering
of course
he's supposed to be in with UKIP.
Yeah, but because Dankula is the cool kid. Who gives a shit about some like tubby LARPing guy from Swindon or whatever the fuck? Nobody gives a shit about
the
that.
views expressed on this stream are not always the same as the Common Sense Guy's views.
What? I'm sorry?
It's just something that I do when I don't necessarily agree with what somebody just said. I just go, the views expressed on this stream are not necessarily the views of the common sense guy.
No, but you know what I mean. I mean, like,
I do.
I'm not putting down anybody who's, you know, middle-aged or slightly tubby, because I'm slightly tubby, quite frankly, or from Swindon, you know, which I'm sure the vast majority of the wonderful people. I mean, I'm sure that all of the people of Swindon, the lovely town of Swindon, save one, are lovely people. Okay. But
who could that one person be?
Yeah, I wonder who. Yeah, but my point here, and it's a serious point. See, he is not politically interesting. Dankula is. You know, he is the living embodiment of free speech issues. And Sargon is a LARPer who plays D&D on his streams.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Come on, who gives a shit about the guy? Okay, so this is like, for me, it's like kamikaze kind of time insofar as Sargon is concerned. I'm like, what the fuck is going to happen? And how can I put it? I'm so looking forward to this dumpster fire.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just like, I just want to see a big old bonfire. I think that it was a huge mistake to have picked a fight with Jim of all people, because Jim has nothing to lose. Okay.
Exactly. Though I find it really, really interesting that Sargon used to have all of these people that used to defend him. Now, I mean YouTubers, and I mean like centrist kind of YouTubers, not necessarily all of his LARPing fans and his fans in general.
Yeah.
But he used to have people that used to defend him.
Right.
They've all gone. It's only V that's defending him now for whatever reason. V wants to do that, and I'm sure that's up to him.
This is like, you know, the what was the name of that movie with Adolf Hitler when he was in the bunker?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, the famous one, the famous German movie that they've done all those memes of like changing the subtitles to different things.
Is that? Oh, it's that fucking angel thing with Brad Pitt in, isn't it?
No. Forget it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not great on movies.
No. There's this Downfall. It's called. Yeah, it's this movie about the last days of Hitler. You know, the last few days of Hitler in the bunker, and he's reduced to his final coterie of followers. And you know, the Russians are bombing the city, and they're about to overrun it, and he's like freaking out as the end days near. Right. Yeah, we're seeing that with Sargon, but you know, he's still got a number of capos there. He's got what? He's got V. He's got Crowton T. Jeff Holiday.
I don't think that Jeff Holiday really defends him anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that they're about. I don't think he defends him as much as he used to, especially not about this either.
No. There's the Quartery.
Yeah.
Matt Jarbo is becoming, you know, one of his little goons, because Matt Jarbo has no friends. And so he's, you know, Matt Jarbo is latching on to Sargon, figuring that, well, as you know, Sargon has a big channel and maybe he'll save me somehow. You know, but other than that, he doesn't have any big capo. Oh, and Tonkasaw. And Tonkasaw, he's in life support. That guy, his channel is virtually dead, and people just go there to laugh at him. And you know, it's really funny. This whole group of people, they try to own the memes against them, right?
Yeah.
You know, like everybody was laughing at Sargon and saying that, you know, he's the Sargon of Applebee's, right? Because of the suit.
Yep.
And he's trying to say, you know, Applebee man bad, kind of like, you know, crossing the Applebee meme with the Trump meme, right?
Yeah. Yellow man bad, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not working, okay? Because there's a fundamental lack of a sense of humor about it, okay? Because like when people call me a boomer, I'm like, yeah, I'm a boomer. Fuck off, you know, and get off my lawn. You know, I think it's funny, you know. And when people like say different things about me, criticize me about this, that, the other, fine, you know, I don't care. But see, they care. It hurts their feelings.
Yes.
And no matter how much they try to hide it, no matter how much they try to turn it into a meme and turn the criticism inside out, it doesn't work, because people recognize that it bothers them, and they don't understand that it is their arrogance, which leads them, their arrogance of thinking that they shouldn't be offended, that they are too superior to be offended. Yeah. That's what people are poking fun at, okay? And it's just gotten out of hand because some of the shit that's going on now, man. And so far as the shit flinging going in all directions, Jesus fucking Christ, it's like a World War One, artillery barrage of shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's absolutely funny that the man that was able to create the meme "I wouldn't even rape you" is now crying about the Sargon of Applebee's. But that's what's funny to me. The person that's always like, "Oh, I don't care if anybody was to take the piss out of me. It's fine. I wouldn't even rape you. Oh, your suit's really shit, Sargon of Applebee's. Go back to your managing job. What the fuck? I'm going to report you to the FBI. I'm going to get your stream off." It's just like, really? That's how bad that you would react to a bad tweet or a bad meme? That just shows you how stupid that somebody can really be and just how offended.
Oh, wait. Sorry to interrupt. I just noticed on Twitter, Sargon of Akkad jumped on Christy Winters and Kevin Logan's happy hour, and apparently he's getting the shit kicked out of him live. You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, I can do. That would be interesting.
Yeah, hang on. Did you hear the audio?
A little bit. You're going to have to turn it up a little bit if you can, or I will try and do something with it.
Okay, well, gender roles are
there we go.
Well, gender roles are the necessary differences between biological sexes. These vary from culture to culture. They are socially constructed. They have a particular reason for existing, and they facilitate communication between the genders. And the communication obviously being for the purpose of procreation. I think that these are not something that should be prescribed by an ideology. I think they should be naturally and sort of they should evolve over time out of the society through a series of, an infinitesimally complex series of negotiations between different people and between the people within the society itself, and how they come to an agreement.
That's a fucking word salad.
I don't think these things should be forced or deconstructed from above.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, absolute word salad. He is actually really getting fucking destroyed because he's not actually said anything whatsoever.
And what about the effects of modernity?
And the funny thing is, this is about, I'm guessing, transgenderism and what it should be about gender identity and whatnot. And this should be stuff that he knows in his sleep, let alone fucking stuttering and spluttering as trying to explain something.
Yeah, you mind turning it off so you and I can continue? I'm just gonna, because we'll catch it later.
Exactly. That's fine.
Yeah, wait.
The idea of masculinity.
Is that yours or mine?
That's yours, my friend.
It's far less necessary now, but I mean, it comes with its own set of problems.
Oh, sorry about that. My mistake. It's just like sometimes you have so many screens open that you're like, what the fuck is going on, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit! This is just hilarious.
What's going on now? What's happened?
No. This Kevin Logan, Christy Winters thing with Sargon, and you know what they're putting in the description? Christy Winters and Kevin Logan saying, in what we presume is some sort of desperation, Sargon of Akkad asked if he could join the happy hour.
Yeah, because what other form of desperation would take Sargon to actually go there? He knows that he's not really wanted on anywhere near the middle of the internet anymore, and the only people that would have him on is Christy and Logan to try and take the piss out of him. So that's the only reason why he's going to be able to get a stream going tonight, because he's disassociated himself with everybody with the FBI fucking tweet.
This is absurd. Damn, man. We are seeing the immolation of this guy.
He is completely and utterly destroying himself. He is making wrong turn after wrong fucking turn, and he's making it worse than the fucking string of movies that come from it.
Damn. There's a certain grandeur to the self-destruction, I mean,
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, there's a certain grandeur, a certain like, holy shit, this is happening.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting that he's like, oh, I'll go on Christy Winters and Kevin Logan, because if I'm able to destroy them, I'll win my fans back. No, mate, no. Surprisingly enough, most of your fans are actually quite interesting and actually know what they're talking about and actually do their research. That's why they believed in you in the first place. Some people themselves would actually be able to see this and see it as a point of desperation.
Jesus Christ. It's just remarkable. Oh, somebody here in your chat says CRP should take over This Week in Stupid since Sargon stopped. Sargoon. $50. It's Sargoon or Sargoy. Sargoy of Kakad. Yeah, $50. Please. We hate to call attention to your incorrect usage. Okay, I don't want to be that guy. I mean, if you keep on doing that, I'll have to put you up in my new program, This Week in Stupid, and say, yes, $50 was This Week in Stupid because he said something along the lines of Sargon, but it's Sargoy of Kakad. Good suggestion, $50. I'll take you up on it. Yeah, it would be funny as fuck. But yeah, well, he dropped that and he needed that show. I don't quite understand why he dropped it. It was a moneymaker. Well, look, I'm through trying to guess the motives of this guy. I think that he's just running blind. I did a video today called Enemies, and I actually talked about this guy. It was about the serious issue of having enemies, and I basically argued that enemies are different from competitors. Competitors simply want the same thing that you want, right? And so, of course, there's the inevitable jockeying for position. But an enemy is somebody that does not share your fundamental moral outlook on the world and also wants the same thing you want. I think that, and I talk about Sargon, this guy is losing his fucking mind. I'm sorry. I'm gobsmacked.
To be fair, I'm a little bit lost for words considering that I think last time when the Happy Hour took the mickey out of him by pointing out that he wasn't able to find a relevant video for his citations that he used in one of his videos. And Christy Winters and Kevin Logan were just able to type it into the internet. It was one of the first fucking videos that popped up. And Sargon's response to that was, well, it takes a long time to look for videos sometimes.
Yeah.
And
by the way, sorry to interrupt. $50 says, replace the word stupid in This Week in Stupid with some embellished word from your expanded vocabulary. $50, that's no trick at all. This Week in Sargonity. Yeah. Yeah, This Week in Sargonity. I think that would be a good... oh, man. How can I put it? This guy worked goddamn hard to build his channels. Goddamn hard. And you got to respect that. It's a lot of work to build up the channel, to create all that content, to build up that following, to catch all those views and all the rest of it. Goddamn hard he worked, right? And he's just demolishing it. He's setting it on fire. Holy shit. I mean, that's just amazing. I'm starting to taste a little bit of E-Fame, right? And with expanded views and all the rest of it. And I notice how I get a lot more conservative. I'm more careful. I'm more strategic with my content. Before I was more fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy, right? Well, I still am kind of like a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy,
I see you walking around with the camera on your desk.
yeah. And I just did a video where I basically wept on camera for 8 minutes straight, and had like a mental breakdown. It was all in good fun.
Was that to take the piss out of Sargon or Mundane Matt? I can't remember now.
Mundane Matt. Yeah. Because Mundane Matt famously wept when he got his
silver play button.
Right. Yeah. And so when I got my silver play button, I don't know, 2 days later, I had my own quote unquote meltdown. It was of course a goof. It was just for fun, for laughs, right? But I recorded and I coach posted the thing, right? Lots of cameras, right? Even an overhead shot, right? Did all kinds of crazy ass shit. And coach clapping. Yeah, don't hassle me. Yeah. And it was like a big laugh and it went over real well. And I'm really, really pleased, It's a post of mine called Susan. And when you watch it, you'll get why it's called Susan. And everybody had a big laugh over it, right? And I'm just really curious as to what Mundane Matt's response to it is going to be, if there will be a response. Oh, guys, I'm going to have to hop off because I'm going to watch the Medicare stream. I'm so sorry.
Right. Cheers for coming on, mate. Thank you.
Great having me on. Thank you so much. Take it easy. Talk to you soon.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, I think we can actually do our stream, which is going to be about ghosts and everything else like that. Thank you very much for everybody that did turn up for this drama and everything else like that. But we are going to be doing our normal Bees Blows Your Sunday now. Again, thank you for Coach Red Bull for turning up. And thank you very much to B and Jensen Quinn that have been waiting so fucking patiently and being really good sports. Thank you very much for waiting, guys. And
No worries.
please come in and start talking.
Right, yep. She'll be back in a sec, so you're stuck with just me at this moment.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. What did you think about all that as we're waiting for the Queen of the Hour to come back?
Yes. How am I going to put this? What the fuck has gone on with Sargon? Okay, I'm no expert on this shit, so I'm just going to put it as blunt as I can. What the hell has happened? At one point, he was entertaining to watch.
Yep.
Now it's like watching a car crash with puppies and kittens.
Oh, the poor kittens.
I know. But tell me I'm wrong, though. Seriously, I think the best.
That's the thing. I can't tell you you're wrong. And as I said before, this is not a stream where I would go out of my way to attack Sargon personally or anything else with that. I've looked at what his points are. I used to be somebody that used to believe, used to have the man crush and whatnot. And I've looked at the evidence of what's going on, and he just keeps on fucking putting his foot in his mouth and just... I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Yeah. I just don't know what he's doing. I really don't. I just don't know.
Maybe he's just enjoying himself.
Yes, he could be. He could be, but then he would be going more for the traps, though, wouldn't he? And not with his wife.
Yeah.
Oops.
The guy quite blatantly lost his fucking sanity, to put it bluntly. And
yeah.
You know something? I think that the UKIP really, really should seriously think about either A, taking him out back and shooting him, or B, just kicking him from the party. I'm good with either one. Personal choice.
Sorry, when giving a shit about UKIP?
Well, I don't, but in all fairness, when it's a case of having that Sargon on, I don't like watching people completely actually balls things up on something.
Yeah. One of my biggest things is I really dislike the fact that people say that they are principled and they live by their principles and they will die by their principles, and then not. Oh, you need to have a principled argument. You need to stand by your principles no matter what the situation is. What do you mean he called me Sargon of Applebee's? Right, FBI. I just don't see that. I just don't see why. I just don't see how it can go that way. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. In all fairness, him doing that, like I say, I didn't have that much respect for Sargon at the beginning. But now that I find out he's doing stuff like that, no, I'm just not interested. The guy's... I'm going to be blunt. The guy's a dick. That is a real dick move.
Yeah, I think the tweets that he's been putting out there and the way that he's been trying to actually talk about what's going on and trying to initiate with the people that are supposedly against him and whatnot, he's kind of destroying himself rather than them destroying him. Don't get me wrong, the attacks that are coming from their side are probably hurting him a bit, but nothing is hurting him more than what he's doing himself.
Yep, agreed with you, mate. Really. But hey, what the hell? If he wants to shoot himself in the foot, then good luck to him.
Yep. No, I completely and utterly agree. And with that be, because I know that you dislike politics, but we are going to continue with the attacking sensation as soon as my computer decides that it is going to fucking work. And we are going to go, women that claims haunted doll attacked her boyfriend after becoming possessed. Now, this is not a story that has just been made up. This has actually gone into a local newspaper, by the way, people. But that's the sad thing of this. All these stories that have been brought up today from ghosts and things like that.
Hang on a minute. The Mirror is a national paper, not a local paper.
Exactly. 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 I may have fucked up there.
Okay, that's okay.
But then again, it is on the internet. So is it not an international newspaper now?
Oh,
Technically, yeah.
Ha! Fuck you guys. So, yeah, there's a couple of videos there. Eerie moment, ghost floats through grade 2 listed family home that's used. Ghost hunter captures footage of last man hanged. There's a couple of footage on there. We're not going to do that because I'm not going to waste the time through it because we've had a good chat with Mr. Coach Redpool. And I now have a video in the top corner. Haha, get rid of that. So, yes. So, too far. A woman claims that her creepy doll was so jealous of her boyfriend that it beat him up so badly that he left her.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm a professional, honest. I'm a professional. I identified only by her first name, Beliz, from Callao in Peru. She said that the doll named Dizzy. Sorry?
Hello?
Callao. Anyway, someplace in Peru. I don't think the name of the place is that important.
It's not that important.
Even slashed her face in a rage, making her scared to get rid of it. See, I don't know about you guys. I mean, this is the doll that you can see in the bottom, which is kind of weird, but we'll get to that in a second. But if somebody scratched my face, or if a doll scratched my face and I thought there was something from it, I'm sorry, I'm burning you.
Yep.
I'm burning the shit out of you. I'm putting you in a bin. I'm doing something to get rid of you. I'm not going to sit there and go, "Oh, it hurt me, so I'm going to keep it."
I'd give it to my enemies.
So you'd give it to Jensen then?
Yes.
So Les said that the doll can move by itself and also gets up to mischief, like scratching me on the face and beating up my boyfriend so much that he runs away. Making it seem as if other people are walking around the house because the doll is so heavy that it makes it sound like there's more than one of them. Just amazing. He also claims it has poltergeist-like powers, which it uses to knock things over and scratch me in the face. So Beliz told local media that her mother gave her the creepy doll as a Christmas present. Well, fuck you, mother.
Oh, yeah.
But then it suddenly lost its hair just one day out of the blue, and, it turned into a horrible thing. After she decided to put it into a plastic bag. The doll.
That bag was, what kind of plastic that bag was made of.
No. If it's a cheap doll, their hair does actually fall out. So what she's probably done is brushed it and it's just come out. It's a cheap doll.
Okay.
Oh, look, they're doing a microphone of a microphone EVP session, even though it's in a plastic bag.
Has he got a bag over his head?
No, it's all over his body, as far as it looks like.
Oh my god.
There is a plug socket behind it, though. And there's a hole in the chair with a black bit coming out of it.
Yeah, this is just weird.
I'm just saying. So, Belize said she decided to place it facing the wall. However, when she woke up, she saw that the doll had turned its head and was looking at her.
Dun, dun,
I'm going to scratch your face. And there are apparently other bizarre occurrences as well. She said, one day a bright light suddenly shone on my Bible, fell down from the TV. I started to cry and the light turned off and I saw shadows all around me. Or in other words, I got really, really drunk and I didn't have a clue what was going on.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's on crack.
I did not say a word.
That's right.
I was only 18 and my dad hugged me, and when the light come on, my face was covered with cuts. Surely that would have been something that you would have said in the beginning where you would have felt it as the light was on your face. Why is this an afterthought?
You really would think that she'd have mentioned, oh, by the way, my face has been clawed to pieces. Oh, great. This is just...
Well, that's women for you.
Mm-hmm.
She claims that the doll forced her boyfriend to leave her because it grabbed and beat him while he was sleeping. Yeah. Or that you're crazy and just think that the doll's trying to do stuff and your boyfriend was like, nah, bitch, you did it. Fuck you, I'm off.
He probably left because she still had a doll at 18 in her room. I mean, it's creepy, right?
No, it's just a little bit. I mean, you just look at the doll there, and then you go, "Oh, there's a microphone. What's the doll going to say to people? Fuck all." Daisy the doll answering to questions. Yeah, of course she was. A family member talks with the press about the paranormal doll. Well, she doesn't look too sad about things.
Yeah. Place like that, I think the doll actually looks better. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Wow, that was cold.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with let's just not talk about rating people.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that to women.
Yeah, let's just talk about beating people and eating them.
Good.
Let's just talk about beating them and eating them. Let's do that. Police said that the same thing happened to her cousin, who went to have a lie down in her room, but also run out after allegedly being attacked by the doll. You sure this isn't just a story made up because they knew they were going to get a newspaper going to them?
Yeah.
The young Peruvian, who is now a mother, has decided to keep the doll away from the house in case something bad happens to her baby. Why not burn the fucker?
Yeah.
Burn the fucker.
But if you had something like that, you set fire to it, you scatter the ashes, and you just get the hell away from any of that shit. You don't dick around. You don't just put it to one side, out of the way. No, I'm sorry. If you think that thing is possessed, there is only one thing to do, and I've said it before. Flamethrowers are a good thing.
Yeah, but
They're a good weapon, and you can make one with deodorant and lighters.
Yep.
I know, we set a tree on fire using a deodorant. That's not.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Who collect possessed items, she could just send it to one of them.
Yeah, Zach Bacon. He's
Yeah.
really stuff.
They could also put them into what was it? Was it a cupcake or was it a muffin that you took to school?
The cupcake.
Yeah, you could also put it in a cupcake, couldn't you, B?
What possessed doll?
Yeah. So now, before I say this, I want everybody to realise that a black cat is supposed to be a witch's familiar, which means that the familiar is supposed to be a servant of the witch. It's not supposed to provide any balance to anything. It's supposed to be a servant to a witch or to negative energy. So she also decided to get a black cat to balance the negative energy left by the doll, but is too scared to throw it away. What, the cat? Leave the cat alone.
Oh, poor cat. I'd be more concerned about my cat joining forces with the doll.
To be fair, cats are bastards, so they probably would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have done. So, according to the distressed woman, a clairvoyant told her that cats are very sensitive to energy, as Belize feline tends to stay under the chair where the doll was kept, rather than lying in front of it.
I told you.
Sorry?
I told you they're teaming up.
Yep, exactly. The chilling doll is reminiscent of the Charles Lee Chunky Ray character, who is the main villain of the Child's Play slasher film series. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute.
What are you going for?
I'm sorry. Chucky was a fucking boy.
Yeah.
For a start.
His wife is Chucky.
Yeah. The wife of Chucky was a blonde bimbo that wore black stuff everywhere with massive tits. This is a doll of a little girl.
A cheap doll.
You could argue that the both other dolls from Child's Play were cheap as well, but I just wanted to point out that doesn't look anything like that character. You're just adding it to make it feel like it's an actual story that's relevant. No, we got past there. This is why you shouldn't do things live. We're live. Yeah, all right, okay. There's anything else? Please don't be anything else.
No,
nothing else. Nothing else. Right, stop sharing so I can say hello to everybody and see what everybody thinks about what's going on.
Oh, God.
I'm guessing everybody's left.
No. These are our loyal members.
These are our loyal fans. But no, thank you very much for actually staying with us. I know that there is something that is actually very good on at this moment in time. So thank you very much for joining us and staying with us. Tank just rejoined. Dick. But thank you very much for all coming back, and thank you very much for actually watching with us. To be fair, I've actually got something that I would actually like to say to everybody, which I didn't want to say at the beginning. I wanted to say now because I didn't want everybody that was new, that doesn't know what my situation is and what my problems are at this moment in time. I'm actually going to be going in hospital very, very soon. I'm supposed to be having a operation that is going to be helping me lose weight quite a bit, but that is due to the problems that I have. It's not due to the fact that I'm just too fat that I can't work out. I go swimming almost every other day and everything else like that. So I'm really hoping that maybe if you guys are able to, I'm really hoping that somebody might be able to help us a little bit with a little bit of financial help. I'm not trying to say that I want so many people to give us tons of money. I'm not saying that. And if you don't have any, then don't give us any. But I do need some help to be able to pay some bills, to be able to get some food, to be able to make sure that I can get to the physio and everything else like that. So I do need a little bit of help, and anybody that's here that normally knows me knows that I fucking hate asking for help, because I really think that I should be able to do this on my own, but sometimes it's very hard to be able to do stuff like that. So hopefully if I put this in the chat, which is my PayPal, hopefully a couple of people might be able to help us a little bit and just take that pressure off of us to make me be able to focus on what I need to do and to be able to heal and everything else like that. So if you can, please help. If you can't, then thank you very much for even just watching the fucking stream and listening to me ramble like a crazy person. So thank you very much, guys. Hopefully you do help, and hopefully it can come up, and cheers if you do. But thank you very much. Let's get back to the actual fucking thing, because you know what I'm like. I fucking hate asking for shit.
Yeah,
so
no worries, mate.
But you know me, mate. I absolutely hate asking for shit. I absolutely do. I think that everybody should be able to look after themselves, but sometimes when you get into certain situations, you just physically can't.
Yeah. And to be fair, there's nothing wrong with falling back on your friends for help. It's a perfectly acceptable thing to do.
Which is what I do actually see you guys as, to be fair. I do see most of you guys as friends, especially people I interact with on a daily basis as well, and I see here all the time. So I do see you guys as friends, but at the same time, I hate fucking asking for shit. I really fucking do. But I'm going to fucking move on, because otherwise I'll cry, and I don't want to be a mundane man. So this time we move. I have to be a dick, don't I? I have to be a dick.
Go on.
I don't even know what one I was on now. I don't even know what I was on. I don't even know. I think I was on the M6 Crash. I think that's what I was on.
M6 Crash. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. M6 Crash Horror. This did actually it happened on the 23rd of September, this story anyway, from coming out. Motorway fatality, due to ghost of Roman soldiers. Now, this was actually from a police report as well, by the way. This isn't just people coming up and everything else like that. This is actually written in police reports that people that were involved in the crash actually saw Roman soldiers walking up and down. But let's get into the story, shall we? And an accident-prone stretch of the M6 in Cheshire sees more crashes than any other sections of road because it is haunted by ghosts of Roman soldiers, a psychic has claimed. And there's Prince Charles being a dick, as always. So a series of strange phenomena have been reported by motorists between Junction 16 and Junction 19, including phantom lorries, spectral hitchhikers on a motorway, and sightings of Legionnaire's disease.
Yeah, I knew someone was going to say that.
And Mike Broker says the disturbance caused by a £250 million upgrade project could be to blame because it's always money.
Mhm.
He said a Roman burial ground in the area of the roadworks may have awoken 2,000-year-old spirits, which now haunt motorists and causes crashes. Remember, this is in The Express, which again is a national newspaper, and as it's on the internet, technically an international newspaper. This is actual story that has been put into the national newspaper. Just saying. The 53-year-old from Norwich has dubbed the area Cheshire's Bermuda Triangle because of the relatively high number of accidents on the treacherous stretch of road. He told Cheshire Live, I personally know people who have lost their lives and families who have been affected by accidents on this stretch of motorway. To be fair, I actually know somebody who's actually crashed on there. But he was actually able to tell me that he actually just fell asleep at the wheel.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But, you know, some people are honest.
Yeah. That's what Ben said. The ghost put me to sleep.
Yeah.
There you go. That would have made a nice story. Could have hit the newspapers, become famous. Who knows? He'd been, you know, he might have been really lucky and brought on This Morning, as we know, the most epic show ever.
Shut
Snort.
up.
It's not that bad. It's actually quite good. I actually quite enjoy it. And to be fair, we're getting a bigger audience the more and more people realise that we do a stream on Sunday. Though, to be fair, we can't really expect to compete with Mr. Medica and a couple of others that do streams on a Sunday as well. So we're not doing too bad, really.
Agree. In all fairness, if people don't want to watch it, they don't want to watch it. If they do, they are welcome to sit here and listen to us bunch of idiots talking about who knows what.
Sargon.
Okay. I apologise for calling you an idiot.
Yeah.
You're sitting here to her, the idiot.
Better.
Just remember that everything that you say can be switched on to you as well. Remember, you're part of this stream and you have been every time it's been on.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Okay.
I'm firing you. You're not allowed on next week.
Yeah, but that means you wouldn't know how to use the internet, darling.
Oh, if you
Sorry, I thought I'd be as patronising as possible by adding the darling.
Yeah, whoa, you there? Go make me a sandwich.
But
Ow!
you deserve that.
Like, he didn't do anything wrong. It wasn't his fault.
Well, I can't hit you. You need to come here so I can hit you.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh, great. You're going to say things you're going to beat on me. Oh, wonderful.
I like this.
I don't.
I am leaning towards the theory that it can be connected to the Saxon involvement. There are reports of a Roman burial ground that there was a historic clash between Scottish and English armies. There are so many variables and possibilities. For decades now, the amount of accidents on the M6 motorway between junction 17 and 19... Hang on, wait a minute. Wasn't it 16 and 19 earlier?
It was something different earlier, wasn't it?
Oh well, never mind. It's completely unprecedented, and statistically, this is without doubt one of the worst accident black spots on any motorway network in the UK. Do you reckon that just because it's a long stretch of road, which the M6 is, and because it's straight, that people generally fall asleep on it?
Yeah.
You lose concentration.
Well, to drive in a straight line, you do, yes, because generally the car normally pulls to the side.
Oh, well. In all fairness, if they're crashing because they're losing concentration, no offence to the injured, but tough. quite simply, A, learn to drive, B, learn to stay the hell awake.
But what happens if the ghost put him to sleep?
Yeah, Jay.
Yes.
So Highways England is upgrading a 20-mile stretch of the M6, which will allow the authority to adjust speed limits in real time in an effort to ease congestion and make the road safer. The smart motorway works include emergency areas at junction 1819, 70 CCTV cameras because we need more of them, though then again we might actually see the Roman ghosts.
That would be cool.
It's not going to happen. Camera and 258 new electronic signs. But Mr. Broker warned accidents in the area will continue because the reasons behind the accidents is a supernatural one and plans to investigate to uncover the cause. Interesting terminology there.
She nearly sprayed her drink all over the floor. That's funny.
Sorry, I'm just imagining him standing on the motorway trying to investigate this and being run over.
Oh, that would be funny. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Well, you could quite easily say that he's in Inspector Clouseau, but without the Inspector Clouseau, but without the actual intelligence.
Oh dear.
That's kind of says it all, really, doesn't it?
Yep. I'm going to use my magnifying glass to see if this white paint was put here 250 years ago, or if it was put here 2,000 years ago.
It wouldn't be so bad, but you might. I mean, we're sitting here joking about this. This actually might be the sort of plans the more. I mean, the gentleman has plans, you know. Oh my God, just do the world a favour, walk out in front of a large articulated lorry, then blame the ghost.
But he wouldn't be able to blame the ghost because he'd be dead.
Leave a
Right.
note.
Ah, yeah, message from the grave.
There you go.
Or get run over by the ghost and then appear to somebody that is reporting on it.
Oh, I like that.
That way you can prove that you are a ghost and it is real.
The worst,
Maybe.
the worst part is there's probably some idiot that might actually do that. So perhaps we should put the old.
No, 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 no. I will not let you step in the way of Darwinism.
Okay, all right.
Survival of the fittest. There is a group of experiments now that this is going to fucking throw people off. That is called the Skull Experiments, and the leader of the Paranormal Phenomenon Society in London, which is run by scientists, not paranormal scientists, but proper scientists and psychologists and everything else like that. One of the leaders of them actually said that when I die, if you come to where I used to live or where I'm supposedly going to haunt or whatever, I will make sure I contact you. And according to these experiments that happened, which you can type it in on YouTube and type in Skull Experiments, as in skull, as in SCULL. They actually go all over the place. It's about a 2-hour video, but they're very interesting. I don't necessarily believe all of them, but they're very interesting. But apparently he got in contact with them to be able to prove that there's ghosts and whatnot.
Ooh.
In one part of the video, they actually talk about a radio that's in Italy that can communicate with the dead. The dead come through it and able to speak through it, and it's their voices of the people that passed. They did an experiment where they pulled all the plugs out and pulled all the electronics out, so it only had the speaker to work, and it still worked.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to watch it.
Oh, that actually sounds kind of cool.
There's also a lot of others to do with lights, mirrors, tables, and stuff like that. It's quite an interesting watch, to be fair. The skull experiments or skull experiments. Anyway, back to the story. He said, there appear to be two principal answers that come up. One is that the motorway was built on a Roman burial site, and the other is that it is the site of the slaughter of a number of Scottish army dating back over 200 years. Either the person that wrote this is really bad at writing, or the person who's speaking should not speak English. There is no clear evidence either way to support or substantiate these claims, but what is clear is that something is very wrong to cause so many accidents on what is, in all intents and purposes, a fairly straight stretch of road. I personally believe that there is something supernatural that has attached itself to this particular stretch of motorway. When science holds its hands up and is at a complete loss to explain the plethora of incidents between junctions 16 and 19, people. It's the title of the fucking... It's literally the video. Look, if you just go up to where the bit of the picture is, the picture even says junction 16 to 19. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I am finished with this story. You can fuck off now. You can absolutely fuck off.
It could be over a burial ground, and I thought that they actually had like more people speaking, but it's just some psychic saying that this is what happened. Like,
At some point, are you actually going to speak into the microphone so everybody can hear you?
oh, can you? Oh, fuck.
Just speak into the microphone and everybody will be fine. I can hear what you said then, but you leant too far back.
Oh, because we're like really awkward at the moment because I forgot my laptop, so we're huddling around it like it's, well, not huddling.
Aww.
Shut up.
What have I done now?
Please stop. You'll only hit me again.
So I can't.
You're the one who said huddling.
Oh no, I shouldn't have said huddling.
It's 2 letters away from cuddling.
Oh,
Gee.
no.
Both of them at the same time. Oh, that didn't sound nice.
Okay, now you're just picking on us, Matt. Come on.
I'm not doing anything. It's all you.
Right. As I think she was attempting to say,
What
and
was I attempting to say? I forgot.
he was saying that it sounds like it's just one more, a psychic making these claims.
Oh yeah, one psychic rather than a whole bunch of police reports. They were supposed to be, right?
Yep. For Tank, that is, I think it's Tank in the chat. I have just found the video. I'm just about to post it.
What?
To the skull experiments.
Sweet.
Cool.
It is in the chat as we speak now.
Nice one. Cheers.
So everybody can watch that. It's about an hour and something long. So, yay. Right. So, the cuddling brother and sister, what are we going to do?
Oh my god.
Well, like you said, I think we pretty much covered that story. Do you have many more? Or
We do. We have the woman who is dating a ghost and is going to have their baby.
That's the last one. God damn it, woman. Have you ever learned anything about suspense?
No.
God damn it.
Hey, at least she's not going on about number 3.
That's next week.
Yes. You do realise you've actually got to call next week's show number 3.
I'm not.
Oh, he's going to come up with a different name now.
Yep.
I am. I'm gonna call it B does 3.
Hey, if it's only 3, that's probably a quiet night for her.
That's a bit nasty.
Yeah, like I said, you don't know her.
You're just so mean to me.
Yes, you deserve it.
To be fair, you do beat him a bit.
A bit.
I'm being generous. I'm trying to find middle ground.
Okay, it's not one way.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know if it's more than one way.
At this point, just to get myself in even more trouble, it's her own fault. She keeps forgetting the safe word. Choke me, daddy.
God, you need to stop.
No.
Yeah, because that's not going to add to the already weird things that are going around at the minute.
Oh, are you joking? It can't get much worse. Have you seen the way they talk? Going honestly. But seriously, do you have other stories, sir?
I don't know. I might do.
We are
I don't know. Don't know. I might do. I might not. I might think I do. I might think I don't. I might be talking about a spirit of a 3,000-year-old ancient Egyptian priest, or I might not, as soon as I can work out how to not be a boomer. Apparently, I can't work out how not to be a boomer because my computer is being as slow as shit.
That's because you're in the north.
Oh, shut up. There we go.
I noticed Hamid Spud pointing out he wants number 3 as well. So, come on.
Yeah, if Hamid Spud keeps on going the way that Hamid Spud is going, he's going to get barred.
I love you, Spud.
Oh, God.
So, spirit of 3,000-year-old ancient Egyptian priest is caught on camera walking into a tomb. Ghost hunters have caught what they believe to be the spirit of an ancient Egyptian priest on camera right next to his tomb.
Woo.
Oh, should we?
Go on then.
I don't know. The last time we clicked on a link, it took us to a bad place.
It didn't take us to a bad place. It took us to a place that we thought was going to be bad, but it wasn't. Wow, penises. So, ghost hunting couple Sean Reynolds and Rebecca Palmer were filming at the Leeds City Museum, home to the tomb of the ancient Egyptian priest Namasen or Namasetman. Anyway, when they filmed the hooded, shadowy figure walk across the room as the alleged spirit, who has been dead for 3,000 years, appeared, the electronic equipment in the room can be heard beeping frantically. Mr. Reynolds said all the equipment was going crazy, and that only happens if something sets off the alarms. YouTube video.
He means the alarms went off. Is that basically what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what he means by that?
Well, he said like the electronics went off and started beeping. So in other words, the alarm went off.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about ghost hunting?
But this is a museum. I thought they weren't ghost hunting. Were they ghost hunting in the museum?
Yes, they were ghost hunting in the museum. They were ghost hunting couple, Reynolds and Palmer.
Okay, then fair enough.
Literally, the first fucking words in the story.
Listens to
Literally.
what you say.
In actual fact, fuck it. Come here. Ghost hunters were cool. So that's already ghost hunters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ghost hunting couple were filming at Leeds City Museum. Are we up to date now? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sure.
Let's see the video.
Unavailable.
Oh, God.
After all that build up.
So when it comes to editing the video, we were praying it wasn't just something she had seen with her own eyes. It was great to see we had actually caught it, and it's so clear. The top of the shadow was in shape of a pointed hood, and it walked straight into the tomb on the right. The tomb of the priest called Nasium or whatever. I definitely think it could be his spirit. So let's try and have a look at this, shall we? Shall we? Give us a second. As I said, the computer's a little bit shit.
No worries.
I'll come back to it. All
right.
Posting real picture sightings. Sorry, that was completely crap. Oh, look at that.
Well, I have to say, I know they like to point out that the human brain likes to matrix things, certain images in, but that most definitely looks like a head and part of the upper body. But
Maybe it's a doll.
Yeah. We're back to that damn doll. Look, it's going after other people too.
It's the spirit of the doll.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. It looks something to do with lights and things like that, but hey, I don't really know. But then at the same time, why would a ghost be down that low, and why would it have no arms? Though to be fair, it does look like it is a woman with sort of a I don't know, something like a toga around her.
Yeah.
As in a white dress that goes from underneath her armpit up to her opposite shoulder.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. It does, doesn't it?
I don't see anything below the head.
Okay. You're just thinking of head.
Oh,
We've gotten to a sideshow. Look, look, look. Look, there's a Queen Mary in there. Look, Mary. And whatever that is.
uh-huh.
Oh, person behind. Oh, kid in the middle there.
What is this?
Something over the top. It's a slideshow. Look, another face. Another ghost that looks like the opposite of the child. That's just a light source, so that can fuck off. That's weird because I know the backstory of that picture. That's weird. If it's a real ghost. Yeah, I've seen that one. It's in the Asylum.
Yep.
That's in the Amityville Horror, which there was no kids involved at that point. The brown lady that's up in Scotland. Yeah, that one's weird. That one's fucking weird. I don't know what that is. Don't have a clue what that is.
That looks like an alien.
That just looks superimposed as fucking shit. That can fuck off.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is. I have no idea. I can't see anything. That looks like dogs.
Yeah.
That looks like a really sad baby face. Tilt your head to the side and you can see the face properly.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I've
that's
seen
creepy.
it. That's yeah, that's weird, dude.
That's weird. Is that a ghost or just a person? Looks like it just looks like shade, shadow. Maybe the wood. There's a wood beam there.
Yeah.
That's just smoke. That can fuck off. Don't know what that is because that's a bit weird. Whatever. I can see that there's something supposedly in the middle, but I don't know. That just looks like it's a finger with a hand. Why are ghost pictures always so fucking blurry?
Considering they have like the cameras that they use, awesome pictures.
I mean, what the fuck is this? How can you actually even decipher if this is anything good or not? I mean, how can you see if there's anything there? How did you originally see if there was anything there?
Good point.
I don't know what that is.
No.
I still don't know what that is. It could be absolutely anything, a light shining off of it, off of the surface or anything. That's better. That's better. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
That just looks like a bunch of people peering over the ratings, doesn't it?
That one's good.
I can't see anything in that one.
No, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I can see.
That could just be shade. That could just be. Oh, that's supposed to be the blue lady, isn't it?
Oh, of
And
course.
we're back at the beginning. No, back at the beginning. So those are all the ghost pictures. If anybody wants to see, you can go to the link and do that.
I will.
By the way, again, I'm going to. Don't show everybody what we're doing. Don't do that. Oh, let's just carry on with this fucking story that we can't actually see the picture of. Hang on. There we go. Right. Come here, you. Come here. No, don't do that. That's it. I think that's it there, if you can see my cursor. I think that's supposed to be it. That's the only thing that kind of looks like a human.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't see a pointy hood.
No.
It kind of looks like it's a reflection off of the night vision from that.
Yeah. Actually, I agree with you there, mate.
Because it doesn't have legs and it looks like it's cut off as a bust would be.
Yeah.
As in, it's got shoulders but no arms. It's got a head and a torso but no legs. And it just looks like it's a bust. It just looks very, very similar to that. At just a slightly different angle.
Is that the only photo they've got?
Yes, that's the only photo they've got.
Oh, great. Oh, well. Nice try, though, mate.
Why did they only get one?
Yeah.
Because they thought that was the most crucial part of the evidence. So for one of us to create that shadow, there would have to have been light behind us, but there wasn't, and there wasn't anyone walking behind us. and you can't tell when there is actually something there. You can definitely sense it.
And
What?
with species.
What? This is a picture of what we saw, but you can't actually see anything. You can only sense that there's something there.
Great.
Are you sensing it? Are you
Yeah.
sensing it?
Ah, you have to touch the picture and feel the vibrations, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to bed. Back to bed for me. Back to bed. That's it. Back to bed for me. That kind of things is just not good. Just not good. So I'm just leaving that there. But to be fair, we've got an extra like, and yeah, we've got 15 likes now. I'm quite happy with that, to be fair. I am actually very, very happy with that. Right. The reason why I'm taking so long to move to the next story and trying to leak it out as much as possible is I'm going to link my PayPal in there again, because I do mean it, guys. I really need your help. I really need somebody's help. I'm only laughing because I'm nervous. So, right, let's get back to the stories, because I don't want to keep on trying to shield myself or anything, because that's just not what I like fucking doing. I hate doing it. Oh, this one's interesting. This one's a good one. Let me get to this one. We've got a royal haunting.
Not like anything to do with our royalty is connected with ghosts whatsoever.
Language day.
No, this is Camilla, Ghost Fear. Duchess refused to stay in house with Charles because it's haunted.
Ooh. In all fairness, and I know I'm going to probably get slapped for this, are they actually pointing out that she was scaring the ghosts off with that goddamn face of hers?
It's so mean.
Yeah, but I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Anyway. So, Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, is afraid of a ghost she fears is haunting Prince Charles' Scottish house. Nice to have one, I suppose. Remember, these are all stories that were actually printed. That's the reason why we're doing it. We're not doing them just because we believe in ghosts. For some of us, I'm sure do. But we're not doing it because of that reason. We're doing it because these were actually stories in national newspapers. The 70-year-old royal was once so scared by a mysterious spirit lurking in the shadows of his Dunfermline's house project, she refused... Sorry?
What?
Just pointing out it's his, and then goes to she. So I think, again, we're back to they really need to actually read over these things to get certain things accurate.
Well, no, it's his house, not her house.
Yeah, it's his house.
Okay, all right. I'll let that one go.
This one's actually all right.
Well, apart from the fact they did point out her age as like the opening sentence, that's kind of rude.
Yeah.
Would be a woman that pointed out the age, wouldn't it? Nobody else here paid attention.
That's the only bit I paid attention to.
Yeah. Right. Shadows of his Dunfermline's house project. She refused to visit the stately home. Her alarm at the eerie presence put her off visiting the house because she froze when she felt the ghost move. The Duchess made the revelation in a documentary called The Real Camilla, which aired on ITV last night. Which we go back so we can actually look at this. 24th of April 2018.
Okay.
So I find that very interesting that she actually told this story on ITV, and it was a case of actually being put out there for ITV as well.
I mean, the obvious question is, do they give any details about said ghost? I mean, I'm not trying to suggest Diana. Whoops. Hey.
Especially not in the Scottish Dunfermline's house. Maybe, I don't know, under a French tunnel somewhere.
Hey.
Or maybe a black car.
I don't know. She could be haunting Charles. She wants revenge.
Oh, I think she was trying to get away from him.
To be fair, I don't think it was Charles. I always thought that it would have been the Queen herself.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of conspiracy theories. We have to do ghost theories. The house has now been restored back to its part glory. Wow, that's amazing. I've got a headache from that. Just that pure sentence, just wow. The house has now been restored back to its part glory, as it dates back to the Georgian time. Camilla spoke of the house in a documentary. She said, "If you could have seen it when the prince first spotted it, you wouldn't have believed it was in the same house."
What?
Trying to say that the house looked like shit when he first got it, and now it looks halfway decent.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. Fair enough.
I can't believe you had to explain that to her.
Sorry, I thought we was talking about the ghost, and now we're talking about the house.
No, the house has been restored back to its part glory. Camilla spoke of the house in the documentary. She said,
I have warned you she's an idiot. Okay.
I'm paying attention more.
I would pay attention a tiny bit more, otherwise you might get ridiculed by the internet.
I don't care.
Hey, I never said you cared. I just said it's going to happen.
If you've seen the sort of comments she puts in Madstream, they couldn't really ridicule her anymore. They already know she's a complete idiot.
I don't think she's a complete idiot. I just think that she's a normal woman that doesn't fucking pay attention when a man speaks.
I thought that's what I just said.
No, you said that she's an idiot.
Yeah, well, close enough. And she is going to kick my ass later.
Yeah, but that's just sexual innuendo.
Hey.
Right, so back to talking about the house. It was so sad and unlived in, unloved and neglected, and it had really eerie feel about it. There was definitely a ghost, without a shadow of a doubt. I remember the first time I walked up the steps, got into the hall, and I thought, I need a shit.
Nice.
I can't go on any further. I literally froze because I needed a shit. If my hair could stand on end, it would. Why are you saying that you're wearing a wig? Is that what she's saying? She's definitely a lizard woman.
Yep.
Right. Let's carry on. I remember leaving and thinking, I didn't really need that shit. Want to come back here again, and I didn't for a few years. The prince and his team began work to transform the house in 2008. A team brought the property and its furniture for some money, and he put some more money.
That's why no one was in the house. They couldn't bloody afford it.
But they're good for the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honest, they're good for the economy. Of his own money into the project. You say his own money. After the work was carried out, Camilla said that the house seemed completely different. She added, whatever was there had disappeared. The whole thing seemed to be smiling again. Now I've cleared my bowels. The Duchess of Cornwall said that she now enjoys hearing the sound of the ticking clock while she's sitting on the bog. She said, I love hearing clocks striking together. We've got 10 or 11 grandfather clocks that were collected by the Queen. They are supposed to strike at the same time, but they never do. However much you wind them up, which I'm good at. They are always out of sync, just like me and Diana. Oh, shit. Well, that was coincidental.
That's timing.
Yes, let's move on. The documentary of the Duchess was filmed over a year. It appears to be part of a charm offensive by Clarence House to get the public on side. It aims to show the Duchess and the Prince of Wales. We wanted to talk about the ghost.
Yeah.
Literally, we wanted to talk about the ghost. We know literally died in 97. Where's more about the ghost? Ben Elliot. Didn't they do a film about him? Oh, no, sorry, Billy Elliot.
Billy Elliot, yeah.
Yeah. Who said this? That his aunt will make a wonderful quick fuck off. Mr. Elliott told a documentary that Secret Child's successors are keen to be supportive. Fuck off. He said blah 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 blah. Nothing else about Ghost, right? You can fuck off then.
One sentence.
No.
Yeah,
What a waste of a story. And unfortunately, it was me that actually brought the story fucking out as well.
so,
God damn it.
Did you not read
Hi.
it? And
oh,
Sorry, darling. Sorry, darling. What did you say?
I said, did you not read it beforehand?
Sorry, darling. Speak to the mic. I can't quite hear you.
Yeah, oh, dude, come on. She is currently sending you her most famous salute of the one finger raised straight.
Yes.
That's what she thinks of that.
Well, she needs one more than one finger to fill her hole, so she might as well use both.
Still rattles. But hey, ow! She just stamped on my goddamn foot.
Well, it could have been worse. She could have kicked you in the nuts.
There is a reason I protect myself around her. She is dangerous.
I'd never go for your nuts on purpose.
Well, that's a new story that we can use.
Oh god. Oh dear, oh lord. Yes. So about the ghosts, I did like the fact that they put in at the end. Oh yeah, and Princess Diana died in '97. I mean, you know, she was supposed to be the people's princess. Everyone was supposed to love her. By the way, my opinion, couldn't stand the woman.
You know.
Don't matter. Just didn't matter.
Okay.
Wow. If you're trying to talk about what's going on, then you might want to make sure you're not having a hissy fit and a lover's quarrel while you're talking about it.
But you and Cabby always have lovers' quarrels when you.
When have I ever been on with Cabby?
Yeah, well, it's got to.
Yeah,
In all fairness, if Cabby was on, you'd never get a bloody word in edgeways, and we know it.
Oh, I like Tabby.
Actually, I quite like Cabby, to be fair. I quite like Cabby. I think he's quite intelligent. He talks too much.
Very true. Very true.
But he's alright. He's a good lad. He's a good laugh. He's a good laugh. Well, I suppose we better move on to Hull. The reason why we're going to move on to Hull is because there's a house, and in that house there is a... Hang on. In a dark, dark house, in a dark, dark road, there lives a dark, dark skeleton. Well, watch brothers tell his fear as ghosts attack visitors and moves furniture around. Dun, dun, dun.
So what you're trying to tell me is they're ghost removal men. Awesome.
Oh,
I'm not too sure about that. A pair of brothers haunted by ghosts that attacked and beat up visitors to their whole home have described what life is like living with a poltergeist. So there's a video that he's pointing at. So as he's pointing at it, we might as well, which means I need to move this down, which, there we go. Boomers are ready. There'll be an advert. There's always an advert. Fuck you.
Unknown spirits, poltergeists and that. This is the first time I've stood on this land since 1979. That was a living room. That was a big bedroom. Hallway. Just stairs.
Let him speak.
But most of the stuff was happening in the living room. Most of the stuff what was going on. Babies crying in cupboards, as you've been told.
No, don't put them in the cupboards.
People going up the stairs, and whoever it was didn't want them up the stairs, was pushing them back down. But Willis, he went in the house to do an exorcism, so he found out what was going on, and he got thrown down. He got pushed down the stairs. He got shoved, and he came back down. And what you call it? He kept going round, and he sorted the house out. He had evidence on the house. He sorted the full house. He had all evidence of what's going on.
I have a question.
Go on, then.
Does it look like it's windy in that video?
no.
There's a flower that's there. All right, see where my cursor is here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it back just a little bit. Watch it.
What you call it? He kept going round and he sorted the house out. He had evidence on the house. He sorted the full house. He had it all evidence of what's going on, and he got us to move. When we was Burns, he went into the house and got moved out the house. It was very frightening because we was only small at the time. We didn't know what was going to happen to us. It was happening to grown-ups, but we didn't know.
No, it's all right. There's wind around there. You can see the other bits moving with it as well. Pooh!
What happened to Boo?
Camilla.
You're so bad.
This little bedroom here was my bedroom, and it was called it. I had to be moved out because it was that bad. I had to go to family. We couldn't stay there. Like I said earlier.
I'm sorry. There's only so much of stupid that I can listen to.
Yeah, B, go on, off you go.
This is 2 minutes of a guy pointing at his old house.
Yeah. And I
The
think
sad thing is, we watched it.
yeah, I think I've worked out who the ghost is. It's the Chuckle Brothers. It's all to me, to you,
Oh,
and then
my
pushing
God.
people down.
Well, at least we now know that the Chuckle Brothers are putting babies into cupboards.
What was that? See, I think the Queen has the right look on that video.
Yeah. She is most unimpressed.
I'm impressed.
Why does the Queen wear more than one poppy at Remembrance Day events? I don't know. Maybe it's to commemorate everybody in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, just a thing.
So, Darren and Chris, go on.
In all fairness, people like to pick on little things when it comes to that. To be honest, I'm just happy she's actually wearing poppies of the correct colours instead of these new random poppy ideas that you hear about.
Yeah, I've got a video for tomorrow.
No, cool. I'll shut up about that then.
I've got a video about that tomorrow. Let's just say there's a person on the left that is one of Corbyn's what they would call attack dogs, that wants to abolish the British Legion, that wants to abolish the poppy, and wants to abolish Armistice Day and Remembrance Day. Remember, they're two separate days.
Let's abolish him.
Yeah.
This happens every year.
I'll save my opinions for your video tomorrow. They're not going to necessarily be polite.
Good, because nor mine. Nor mine. There will be other bits in there as well about people that are also saying that the fucking poppy's racist as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to the stream, guys. Back to the stream. Back to Sargon. I mean, stream. Darren and Chris at Buttery.
Brilliant name.
They say they lived with a ghost that had pushed, punched, and slapped the inhabitants of their East Hole home, as well as moving around furniture, slamming doors, and hiding objects. Give me back my porn magazine. No, I ain't finished with it yet.
Sounds
Darren.
Like
Go on.
sounds like they're living with me.
You still use magazines. You're poor.
I don't have magazines. They didn't say anything about magazines. But they get pushed, punched, slapped, and I'm good at slamming doors.
That is true. Or wrecking doors.
You're really not good at following conversations, are you?
You
No.
might have noticed.
Literally, the last thing I was saying that it was a case of hiding objects. Oh, that's porn stuff, that is. And then you went, yeah, I'm quite similar to that.
Hiding porn.
Yeah.
She doesn't hide porn. That's
I don't
half
need
the
to
problem. She's
Oh
got
dear.
happy.
Oh dear. We're finding more and more out about B that we really don't want to. Darren47 says there has been a ghost in every house he has lived in since, and believes the same malicious spirit is following him around. Grr. The streets of Grr. Grr.
Like a pirate with constipation, dude.
Arg. Arg. The streets. Yes, carry on.
Yeah, she's having a good chuckle.
The streets of Preston Road in East Hull, sorry, must be pedantic, are currently lying dormant, but for Darren, this is where the frightening hauntings first began for him when he lived with his parents. Sure, it's not just the parents, and the reason why he thinks it's ghosts is because they were doing things to him. It is Hull, after all.
Fair point.
And two brothers at 4 Winsford Grove in the 1970s. He said the house was absolutely terrifying. At first, it seemed like the ghosts were playing with us. Oh, yeah. Sorry. As it used to bang the doors shut and lock them so we couldn't get in and then move things around the rooms. Oh. Once the living room was turned upside down, and other times it used to move the rocking chair with a clown sat on it from one side of the room to the other.
Actually, no, I'll give that point. At least it's not just the rocking chair moved slightly; it moved across the entire goddamn room. That's a lot better than the usual crap they come up with.
Well, when you're going to fabricate a story, you're going to have to embellish it.
True.
Also shuffled the bed in the front room about the place. There used to be creaking on the steps and the sound of a child crying, but we never found where the noise was coming from. I did keep on hitting my brother, but he'd never shut up. Darren says the tricks of the poltergeist played become sinister when it started physically attacking visitors and pushing them down the stairs. We had to get a vicar in, Reverend Tom Willis, to perform an exorcism, but the poltergeist punched him in the guts and pushed him down the stairs. And he died, and we laughed, and we laughed.
Nice. I'm sorry, he beat up the priest that was sent to get rid of it. Love it.
He couldn't get rid of it, so he asked the council to move us, as it was too dangerous for us kids to be living there with a poltergeist that kept on touching us. And it got to the point several times where we had to be taken out of the house by neighbours and other family. We never had much of a life living there, with all that went on. Yeah. I'm not sure you had much of a life anyway. I'm pretty sure that you had a very active imagination.
Yeah.
Well, children's trauma could often they transfer it onto things that they imaginate things like that. So they could have actually been seriously beaten by their parents, and this is their way of coping, which is incredibly sad.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Hull. Anything could happen. While she was living in the house, Darren's mother became ill and tragically died when she was only 32 years old. But according to Darren, his mum also believed that the house was haunted and that someone had died there. Are you trying to draw a correlation that you think that there's a ghost and the ghost killed her?
Yeah.
Interesting. Chris, 49, also experienced the poltergeist in the house and was 7 years old when the hauntings first started. So a credible witness then.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't have been led by his brother or anything. Never. He said things were thrown about my room by something that I couldn't see. The cupboards were banged and I could hear a burn crying through the walls. Huh?
A child or a baby. It's a very much northern term.
Yeah, I know what Bayern means. I'm just trying to read it. Or burn, should I say. Sorry.
Okay.
I know what it means. Remember, I'm up north. I'm in Lincolnshire, so I'm right next to Yorkshire.
Yeah, bloody northerners.
Hey, at least I'm out of fucking London, mate. You enjoy your acid attack.
Like I said, South London, they won't come in too. They're scared in case we eat them.
Well, they're scared if you eat them.
Yeah, well, true.
Our family eventually moved out in 1980. I still wasn't born then. As the council sorted out a new house for us. They told us that the house on Wansford Grove was going to be demolished so that other people couldn't get hurt. But more people moved in after us, and nobody else has ever come forward with the same stories as we had, so we had to make up the abbreviation of It Followed Us Around.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if you could read the subtext there.
I spotted something, yeah.
Living there was a terrifying experience, and the sooner the houses are demolished on the street, the better.
Whatever.
I'm getting really bored of this now. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, stories. No, I thought they were going to be different pictures. We also had visitors around that said she was slapped by something that she couldn't see. Tell her to take the blindfold off and use a safe word. The ghostly events that have happened through Darren's life have intrigued him, and he runs ghost hunt. Moving on.
Oh, he's trying to sell his business.
Obviously. Hi.
Oh God, it's ridiculous. Some of these people. The worst part is for all we know, there are people out there that have true hauntings, and then you get some idiot like this comes on, and no wonder people take the mickey out of those that claim they see ghosts. You get much like this.
Yep. That's the sad thing of it. That's absolutely the sad thing of it. That when you do actually get things that kind of look credible, they're completely and utterly gone and debunked simply because, oh, well, these people have done this, so everybody's crazy.
Yeah. It's not right. I mean, like I say, there are people out there that are actually suffering real trauma for weird things happening. I'm not going to try and say that, yes, it's definitely ghosts, but some people actually have some really weird things go on in their houses and in their lives. And then you get something like this that comes up, and all people are going to do is prejudge them as just another nutter. And you've gone silent, dude.
Hi.
Yeah, you're back.
I wasn't trying to sort something for the end, honestly. Honestly, I've got a song that has been requested for the final scenes, for the final hashtag scenes. So yeah.
Song.
Yeah.
I didn't see no song.
I've got one ready, not you guys. How can you see a song that's ready when I've got the song ready? Because I am the one that has to fucking sort out the stream.
Someone suggested it.
I need to hide my mic. That's the wrong way.
Oh, I don't know. You look like you had a really cool silver afro for a few moments.
Ah. Hey, welcome to my world.
Cultural appropriation.
Yay.
What culture is that? What culture is that?
Well, it could be a black person with silver hair. They're a little bit old and they've got an afro. What is your Okay, let's just stop this. She's being even more of an idiot than usual.
You mean she's pointing out the fact that you made a stupid mistake?
Yeah, well, what the hey, it worked.
I think we all worked out what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I tried to cover it up. It didn't work. Oh well.
It was a good go, though. And here's B's favourite story. It's number 3.
Yay!
And this story is interesting.
This is brilliant.
It's interesting. It's not brilliant. No, stop it. Oh, just I don't care. This is going. I don't like it. Please help. Send help.
What's happened? You've broken the internet.
I don't think I've broken the internet. I've broken my. Oh, there's a video, and it's on this morning. We're watching it.
Oh god.
We're watching it. It's coming. Oh baby, it's coming in here tonight. Oh come on, fucking hurry up. No, coming back. What? Internet, stop. Stop this.
Oh, it's just picking on you now.
It's hurting me.
Show me where the internet touched you.
Everywhere. So if I press play,
Sex, yeah, I have sex with the ghost.
With a ghost?
Yeah. Yes.
just
You can't wrap your arms around.
internet, stop. Stop being a dick. Just stop being a dick.
Oh god.
Right, everyone, we are ready. I can do this now. The boomer has entered the building.
You're a professional.
With a ghost?
Yes. But you can't wrap your arms around a ghost.
I can wrap my arms around you, Holly.
Physically, how does the sex bit happen? You can still feel it. Like it was kind of, it's difficult to explain. Like a weight. Kind of a weight, but at the same time weightless. And like a physical, there's the breath and stroking. And the energy as well. I think the energy was a lot to do with it. Do you feel a connection? And does a sexual experience with a ghost end in orgasm? For me, yeah. I was saying, wow. I just hope so.
Yeah. That's what I think. Manda's exact facial expressions there are my exact facial expressions at this moment in time.
Just wow.
And man has sex with cars. We're moving on away from sex. We're trying to move away from sex. Come on. My computer's not helping me. We're now on a black screen.
Oh my god.
No!
Oh god. Stop it quickly.
No! Yeah, I got rid of it.
Oh my god.
I kind of got rid of it. I haven't got rid of it yet. Go away. Yay, we're back. Now nobody ever mentioned the car sex thing again. Oh my god. Let's just carry on. Nothing happened.
Oh my Jesus. Check her name out.
What's her name?
Amethyst Realm.
Yeah.
A woman who turned her back to men to have sex with ghosts more than 11 years ago is now in a pretty serious relationship. It's funny that she's the one that has the psychosis, and I'm using proper language simply because she's a counselor.
Yeah.
And by the way, if people don't believe me, counselor 30 who claims to only have sex with ghosts.
Oh wow. Just
Too far. Boom is back. Yeah. So let's get into this, or let's be a ghost. And is that technically rape? Because the ghost is not asking for consent.
true.
And if she's having multiple spiritual experiences, how does she know it's the same ghost?
Well, more the point, we don't even know if it's a male ghost. She's not
Well, she's trying for a baby with that.
Stop giving a fucking story away, you twat.
Oh.
Wait until we get to the end where it comes up. And
Oh god. That was actually just a guess on my part. I apologize.
I mean, it's
no, I meant her.
a pretty serious relationship if you're trying to have a baby with someone. I would have thought that is a serious relationship.
Well, you'd like to think so, but apparently not. After all, she's having sex with ghosts.
I think the word you looked for is insane.
Well, I'm just trying to look at it from her point of view. Does she actually even know the person's name?
Good point.
Does that mean that she's literally having a baby with, or trying to have a baby with somebody that she doesn't even know the name of?
Like so many British women.
Yeah, but most of them are not having sex with ghosts. And in a pretty serious relationship because of it.
I don't even know what to say about this person, okay? There's a point where you kind of just have to look at them and go, you need help, love.
Well, well, she revealed that she hopes that there may be a way for the pair to start a family because obviously sperm is in spectral form and the spectral sperm will be able to interact with actual eggs and actually have a hybrid ghost human
Wow. I cannot take this seriously. This is ridiculous.
I agree. This is why it was the last story, so everybody can have a laugh of it. So, UK-based Amethyst Realm, yes, as Jensen Quinn already said, that's her name. She is a rock that has her own place of living. In other words, she's as thick as a rock and lives in her own world.
Yep.
She's also 30, and she's turned her back on all men. In other words, people have looked at her and gone, "Oh, a bit too crazy for me." So she's literally using a dildo and fantasizing about other people, and just said it's a ghost and run with it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. Okay. Carry on, sir. Sorry, I'm just horrified at the ridiculousness of this.
She's a spiritual guidance counselor, and she claims to have sexual encounters with 20 different ghostly lovers during the past 11 years.
She's a ghost slut.
Well, that says a lot.
You can't
That
call her a slut.
you really, really can. To the point of she is thinking that she's having these sexual encounters where she is the one having this psychosis, and yet she can't even keep a man that she is imagining.
Oh, God.
That's how bad that this person is. She knows that she's crazy and know that no man would stay with her. So even the men that she's imagining are leaving her.
Okay, you know it's bad when your imaginary friend doesn't want to speak to you.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Oh, God.
I'm going home. Screw you guys. Right. However, she recently met a special spectral figure during a trip to Australia. A ghost who may turn out to be her one true goal. Ah, aren't you a comfy using that?
Yes.
Go down for video. No, don't. Keep
No.
going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Nothing happened. One day, while I was walking through the bush enjoying nature, I suddenly felt this incredible energy. I knew a new lover had arrived. Is that a posh way of saying he cummed on my leg?
Yeah.
Revealing details of her relationship, she said, although she can't see her ghostly lover and doesn't know his name, she is able to communicate with it and have sex with it. Wow. How to dehumanize a ghost.
Oh, God. I was actually right about another bit as well.
I haven't read that far.
And despite the fact she's not 100% sure if the connection between the two is real.
What?
I
read it. I read it.
Yes. She may be a lesbian ghost lover.
Yeah, fuck you, Quinn.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Right. Amethyst. Oh, fuck's sake. Amethyst said the ghost had returned to the UK with her, and in 6 months they met. They're still going strong, and she shared. Well, hang on a minute. Even though she is unable to communicate, she is able to communicate with it and have sex. Then why didn't it sit next to you while you were talking about it on this morning?
Well, we don't realise it was actually there. We just couldn't see it.
But fine, she could communicate with it. That means that she'd be able to talk to it.
Yeah.
But she never even looked towards it, so she come in on her own. Which means that if you were in a relationship, you would come in as a pair, wouldn't you? Especially if you're talking about the relationship. You can't use the excuse of, sorry, love, I've got work.
Oh, dear Lord.
So, yeah, great. I just can't.
No.
I just can't. You're so deluded that you think that you're having sex with something. You're that lonely. I do feel sorry for you.
Okay, well, we've actually found something even sadder than an incel.
Sorry, I got completely distracted by something in the other side.
Yeah, we know exactly what you was distracted by.
What one? Because there's technically 4 that I'm looking at.
Yeah.
One of them's Holly. Because everybody loves Holly. Right, anyway. It's pretty serious. In fact, we've been thinking about having a ghostly baby. I know that sounds crazy, but I've been looking into it. And I don't think it's totally out of the question.
Not totally.
Right.
Of course not. Of course not. Amethyst explained she has a particular
Yeah.
No, the sad thing is, phantom pregnancies actually has a proper real world fucking definition. And that real world definition is that you have a pregnancy to the point of where you're just about to have it, you have all the symptoms and everything, and then you just get rid of all of the blood.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I stopped. Not because I found that bit funny. I will find the rest of it funny, but it's the fact that she's using the term phantom pregnancies when it already has a terminology.
It's ridiculous. I mean, okay, I'm just going to say it. She's actually insulting people that actually have to go through phantom pregnancies with this. This is not cool.
Not at all. Not at all. But let's go back to laughing and actual ghost babies trapped in human bodies. Literally, the next sentence just breaks everything and makes me laugh. Actually, ghost bodies are trapped in human bodies, don't you know? Didn't you know that?
Okay, I just have to ask, what kind of drugs is she on, and where can we get some?
I don't even want her drugs if that's what makes you turn into.
Yeah.
I'd rather be sane. She believes some women can get impregnated by spirits. Yes, that's called Jack Daniels and vodka.
Favorite kind.
But because the human body and mind cannot process it, the pregnancy doesn't go to term. Yeah, she's literally talking about phantom pregnancies as in them being ghosts.
Yeah. Oh, mate. No. This person
is sick.
Wrong.
Absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. I'm sure there's a way around that. I just haven't worked it out yet. You know what you haven't worked out? The fact that phantom pregnancy is not what you think it is.
Yeah.
You've just typed it in and then found some different things and put your own terminology to it. That's all.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but this is no longer funny. That woman needs serious help, and she quite seriously is saying shit that is going to hurt people that actually have to go through this stuff. Yeah,
but Jensen, she's a spiritual counselor. She helps people.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I can't believe that this crazy person is actually... Who goes to her? I mean,
yeah,
seriously, because they really need some proper help than this.
Hey, I've met the ghost of Marilyn Monroe and we have sex on the daily, don't you know? But now I goes with this spiritual counselor because we've got problems.
Oh, yeah.
During a previous interview with ITV's This Morning, Amethyst revealed she no longer has romantic relationships with earthbound men because nobody wants you. Although she said she has always been able to communicate with ghosts, she describes her first paranormal sexual encounter as unexpected.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Hey, it's not rape if you shout out surprise.
Yes.
Amethyst explained how she first felt a pressure in the home she had just moved into with her then fiance 10 years ago. So literally you had a man that you were going to be with, but you fantasized that there was a ghost and you went with that instead. Okay. While her fiance was away, she decided to pursue things further, she said, and dressed in a saucy negligee to entice the ghost, who she says she went on to have sex with.
Oh, she was engaged?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
disgusting.
Well, all I can say is you had an actual man that could have gave you a baby and an actual man you can have relationships with, but you wanted the ghost. Interesting. So it was kind of a lightweight. Sorry, it was kind of like a weight. I felt a pressure on my thighs at the same time, physical breathing and stroking. She explained. Asked by curious Willoughby, whether the encounter led to an orgasm, and she said yes from me because I had a dildo in.
Oh my
Well, she
lord.
can't even satisfy her ghost man.
Yeah. Says a lot, doesn't it?
Well, that's the reason why she's had 20 of them, even though that she's been with a man and had fiancés and things like that.
Oh dear God, it's about to get worse.
So, yeah, she'll shut up. Amethyst's fiancé discovered she was cheating. Okay, when the ghost apparently showed its physical form to him, something which she herself had never seen. And I bet she was begging him to draw a picture. I think it was in love with me too, and it wanted me to end the relationship, she told Holly and the co-host Philip Schofield during the interview, which looked at her in scorn and laughed at her. Wait, no, they didn't. They gave her a platform.
Oh, no.
Amethyst, who says she now has no interest in men, revealed she is hoping to find a special ghost to settle down with after dating several spirits over the past 10 years. Because I'm so special that ghosts love me. Yeah?
Wow.
I'm that kind of special.
Yeah.
You just get your normal kind of men, yeah? I get ghosts.
His face.
Yeah, actually, I agree. His face says everything that needs to be said right there, doesn't it?
A stunned Philip and Holly wondered how the spiritual guidance counselor could tell her ghostly lovers apart. You can always feel the difference. It's the same with different humans. No, you can't feel the difference with different humans, not unless you're saying of what's actually inside you or going inside you.
Yeah.
So you can't actually necessarily feel the difference by human touch. They have different energies, she said. Philip then quibbled. Once you go ghost, you never go back.
Oh dear. Oh my God, that's actually the funny part of the entire thing. That's disturbing.
The funny part is that she's under the psychosis and yet she still can't keep men.
Mm-hmm.
That's the funny part. So, Amethyst say her relationship with her first ghost lasted for 3 years before eventually petering out. She then says she had 20 ghostly lovers and is... Go on.
Slut.
Yeah, and is more embarrassed by her tally than the fact her partners don't take human form. You're ghost shaming me. You're ghost slut shaming me.
Do you know what? I can actually see that being said. That's the disturbing part of this.
Yep, I completely and utterly agree. I really want to get to what the scientists say, but Philip said, I should imagine you have got quite a name for yourself in the spirit world. I would imagine they would be keen to visit you. 50 quid a time, yeah?
I mean, seriously, he has just turned round to her and called her a slut, and no one has quite worked that out. Oh, wow.
What did the scientists say?
Christopher French, Professor of Psychology at Goldsmiths College, University of London, and co-author of, oh my God, Animalistic Psychology, Exploring Paranormal Belief and Experiences, says that ghostly experiences are not anything to do with mental illness.
What?
We need to avoid any kind of simplistic notion that anyone who has weird experiences is suffering from... No. We're not saying that she is suffering weird experiences. We're saying that she thinks that she's had a relationship with over 20 different ghosts and at the same time is so bad in her own head that she can't keep one.
Yeah.
That's when you know that there's a mental health problem. Which is generally accepted, is that hallucinatory experiences are much more common in the non-clinical, totally well-functioning part of the population than was once appreciated. Yeah. Having a fuck's sake, somebody say it for me. Having an
Nation.
yes, hallucination. Fuck's sake, you.
That'll do. Sod it.
Hallucination. When somebody is having a hallucination, they actually are, normally running away, thinking that something's chasing them, thinking that somebody's after them, maybe think that there's a ghost there or something like that. They don't have sex with it. And with 20 other different kinds of ghosts. This is a hallucinogen hallucination.
Hallucination.
Yay.
Just say that word.
Hallucination.
Yay.
This is a hallucination that keeps on reoccurring to the point where she literally tells herself she's not good enough to keep one, or the relationship peters out because we fell out of love with each other. And this is common, is it?
Uh-huh.
No wonder why psychology is fucking up and saying that fucking people that think that they're women or men think that they fucking are, and we should make them transition. No fucking wonder.
Yeah. What the hell is this world coming to? Wow.
Right. Part of the population then was once appreciated, and I could move away from hallucinations. Oh, fuck me, I said it. Anyone can have hallucinations, particularly if you are stressed or sleep deprived. She's not doing that.
Mm-mm.
She's not doing that. She's literally saying that she is hallucinating to be able. I can say it. She's literally saying that she can hallucinate. I can say it. I can. Yay! I'm so happy now. But she is saying that she can do this multiple times for how many years that she's been able to do that. That is not normal. That is a psychosis. That is thinking something that is completely different and falsehood in the world. Being that you're a psychologist and a teacher in the fucking Goldsmiths College, University of London, you'd think you'd know that.
Yeah.
That's what's worrying. That's honestly what's worrying. I can understand that she's not great. Oh, now he's going to conflate sleep paralysis with fucking having sex. Fucking Jesus Christ. If you speak to anybody that has anything remotely similar to what sleep paralysis is, it is not an enjoyable situation. It is not something that you wish to have. It is not something where you are having sex with it. It is literally supposed to be so scary that it is sitting on your chest trying to fucking kill you. But then again, I don't know anything. You're the fucking doctor. Sorry, professor.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a professor? Oh, God, it is a professor.
Yeah, Professor French believes that the most cases of sex with ghosts can be explained easily.
Yeah,
Sleep
maybe
paralysis.
not, but she's been in relationships with them for over 11 years. It's an ongoing thing that's not just a one-off thing every so often. She's not saying I've been raped by ghosts, which would count more than it would being in a relationship with them.
Yeah, see, this is ridiculous.
With the ghost.
So let's read what the good professor has to say then. Sleep paralysis is common. 20 to 40% of people say they've experienced it. And it is a state between sleep and wakefulness when you realize you can't move. In a smaller percentage of the population, you get associated symptoms that can be very scary. No, in almost 80% of sleep paralysis, they have scary situations where they either think that there's something there in the background, or they know that there's something there in the background, or they actually have something physically that they see. Surely anybody that is supposed to be studying this would actually know what the common consensus is about fucking sleep paralysis. I'm very, very sorry.
Well, all I can say is we shouldn't kink shame her. She's obviously into necrophilia. but she's going for the non-corporeal necrophilia.
Oh, I just want to carry on because this is absolutely fascinating to me. Because he then carries on saying that one that's commonly reported is a sense of a presence, which I've already alluded to, which is not a kind of presence. It's a presence where most people are scared of. Something or someone in the room with you, which is correct, that they feel that there is a presence that is after them. You can get hallucinations where you see dark shadows, which is what I've already said as well, or monstrous figures. You can get auditory hallucinations. You hear voices. Wow, well done for the explanation of auditory. You can feel as if you're being held. You might feel as if someone is breathing on the back of your neck. You can feel as if you're being dragged out of the bed. But that's not sex, is it? Is it? Surprisingly, he doesn't go on to explain how sleep paralysis can be a hallucination to say that, oh, you're having sex with it. During a normal night's sleep, you go through different stages, and it's REM sleep that is associated with vivid dreams. So now you're going and conflating between hallucinations to dreams. Well done. You're a fucking idiot.
Can we actually see if we can find this professor?
What, and shoot him?
No, I mean on the interweb.
Oh, right.
What, you mean the professor?
They gave his full name, right? Professor.
What, you mean the professor? I can have a look. That's a musician. Is also known as French CM. Okay.
Third one down.
Hey, number 3.
Number 3.
Oh my god. Do we have to do this? Why do we have to do this?
He's a professor.
Yeah, he works at the university. He's staffing students and everything else like that. It's fucking amazing. This is a professor of fucking psychology as well. Oh my god, look at his face. Just fuck me. He's actually the head of animalistic psychology research.
Uh-huh. Wow. Dude, they are just wasting money in universities nowadays if they're allowing this sort of insanity to be considered a viable thing.
I love the way that they say, oh, he is a fellow of the British Psychology Society. You have to be if you're a fucking psychologist. That's one of the recommendations. You have to be part of the Psychology Society to even get your license. And the Community for Skeptical Inquiry, and a patron of the British Humanist Association. He has published over 150 articles and chapters covering a wide range of topics. His main current area of research is psychology of paranormal beliefs and anomalous experiences. He frequently appears on radio and television casting a spectacle eye over paranormal claims. His most recent book is Animalistic Psychology, Exploring Paranormal Belief and Experience.
Do you think maybe they've just taken some quotes from his books and put them together for that article?
I hope so.
I don't think so. I think he actually
quoted on status.
Oh dear.
I actually think that he actually believes that I can't believe that he's conflated sleep paralysis with something to do with sex. Now, you could say that sleep paralysis in itself is an hallucinogen or a hallucination. I can say it.
Yay.
But you could say that. But the hallucination from specific sleep paralysis never turns into sex. It sometimes have the belief that you're being attacked. But sleep paralysis in itself never turns into sex. If anything, the sleep paralysis in itself could turn into some instances, as in with succubuses and the other one, I can't remember, which is the male one, can sometimes turn into a form of rape and things like that. But then you know it's a succubus, you know it's a demon, you have an idea of thinking it is. Now, I'm not saying I believe in all of this. I'm saying that the research that he's done doesn't break even the surface of common research that even I can do just by searching the fucking internet. And that's ridiculous for an actual professor of psychology to be able to do that. Research interests. Let's have a look at his research interests, shall we? So, paranormal beliefs. Ostensibility. Sorry, Jensen.
All right, hold on.
Ostensibility?
Ostensibly.
Oh, all right. Paranormal experiences, belief in conspiracies, false memories, eyewitness testimony, sleep paralysis. Oh, that's the reason why. Medical thinking, pseudoscience, and parapsychology and cognitive biases. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'll look at some of his publications and see what books he's done. So that's his last one. His other one was the same thing, edited book. Is that Why Statues Weep? Yeah. Why Statues Weep, The Best of the Skeptic. Okay. Interesting. Cognitive psychology, book section, possession and exorcism, reincarnation, alien contact. See, I would actually like this person if he actually knew what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah.
And no, for people that are still listening, this has nothing to do with the fact that I disagree with his ideas and I disagree with that. It's a case of he says that he understands what sleep paralysis is. Everybody that I've seen that has ever given out an experience to say of sleep paralysis always says that they're scared. Generally never has any form of sexual encounter. If it is, it's rape or they feel that it's a demon.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It's just fucking interesting. Sort of interesting. I'm so confused by that. I was not expecting to go on that. I really wasn't. I've ruined my fucking faith in humanity, by the way, that a fucking psychologist doesn't understand what fucking paralysis is. Sleep paralysis.
The psychology at Goldsmith.
But the thing is, he's trying to say that her saying that she's having sex, remember, she's having sexual contact, which means that she's being stroked, enjoyed. She's supposedly enjoying the situation and is actually aware of the situation and enjoying it and moving around in it. But yet, sleep paralysis kind of has one particular word that's really important.
You might not spot it.
Yeah, you might just kind of gloss over it to try and fill a narrative. You know, feel that cognitive bias that you already seem to be so aware of. Or maybe it's a conspiracy theory. I don't know. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory.
You're not actually real. Oh my God. I knew it.
To be fair, a lot of people have always said that I'm not real.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you very much, guys, for watching this towards the end. I'm very, very happy. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video as well. I'm going to hand the last words over to, well, Jensen Quinn first.
Okay, my last words. That woman is a moron, and that so-called professor needs to be struck off. That is my opinion, and if people have a problem with it, deal with it. Thank you. Your turn.
I actually have some last words. Oh, I actually have some last words today. So,
Cool.
yeah, Jensen's cult is recruiting. If you sign up now, you get a free badge.
Is that it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What cult have you got?
Standard cannibal cult. We're quite happy to allow anyone in, just as long as they understand. No vegans, no vegetarians. I don't care. We're eating people. Deal with it.
Right, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Have you got any links to that new cult?
Oh, we have to create you a website.
Oh my God, we really will. I've already got a few people. I mean, several people on Mad's channel, including Tiger Lily, are already part of my cult. So we're prepping and we're ready. One day we are going to take over and legalize cannibalism. Hashtag feed the world.
It definitely would feed the world, so that's good. Very, very good.
Awesome.
No, good. Have you got any? Are you setting up a Discord for it? Do you have your own Discord for it or anything else like that?
Do you want a Discord as well?
I think we should actually. If we can do this, we should do it properly.
Okay, am I now part of this cult now?
Unfortunately, yes.
Brilliant.
Yep. So next stream, we'll see if we can get some links and stuff together for the cult, sir. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It will be next Sunday.
Right. Awesome.
Yep. 3.
And you notice it's all going to appear on episode 3,
Episode 3.
the magic number.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Right, I know that it's at the end of the stream and everything else like that. Again, if anybody would like to help us with the hospital fees and with being able to buy certain stuff and being able to sort things out, please donate to me. I really do need the help. I wouldn't normally ask, but I am in a little bit of a spot of bother. Anyway, I'll leave the link in the chat very, very quickly. So please, as much as you can or as little as you can, anything will really help me get through. As I said, I am going into hospital on the 27th of November. I will be having a gastric bypass. The reason why I'm having it is not because I can't exercise. Well, it kind of is. But it's because that I am disabled because of it. And yeah, it's going well at this moment in time. I need this because I can't do the exercise physically myself because of the disabilities, not because of laziness. So with all of that that's going on at the minute, I have bits and pieces that I need to pay for, which I can't really do with the disability allowance that I'm on. I also have other bits and pieces that I can't deal with, considering that I'll be in hospital for 5 days as well beforehand, and I've got 4 weeks of recovery where I can't fucking move either. So if anybody can do, please help as much as you can. With that being said, though, guys, with that all being said, I'm gonna leave you with a quick request that, in actual fact, somebody already asked me to do, which was Tank, and hopefully everybody will be able to see this very, very soon. And this is the perfect way of saying goodbye. And with that, I'll see you soon. Bye.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, if you have those of a freaky ghost, baby, you better call Ghostbusters. Let me tell you something. Boxing makes you feel good. Don't get caught up on that door. When it comes through the door, listen just once more. Oh, I think you better call Ghostbusters. That's right.
See you later, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video, and cheers for everything that you all done. Bye-bye for now.